when we've gone through those, if anyone's got a recap, you can jump into that, please.
Okay. Hmm. So favorite season. Let's see.
I'll also point out there's kind of an extra season in Arania, or there's like between certain seasons there is what we've discussed as the White
Oh
Night,
yeah.
where it's like one extended day where you can see both suns in the sky. There's always one in view. So that
Oh yeah.
that if there's a lot of kind of holy things in that would happen, then that's when the Iranian games are held.
Yeah. I must say it's somewhat accurate because I remember like the conversations in God of War 5 with Mimir mentioning how Fenrir consumed the fifth season between winter and spring.
Oh shit! I didn't even occur to me.
Oh really? Oh, you don't know about that?
I mean, I know about like eating the birds, but no, that hadn't even occurred to me. That's fucking cool.
Oh yeah, yeah. That conversation happened in God of War 5. Mimir mentioned Fenrir consumed the season between winter and spring.
Well, I don't know what Shepard's gonna do.
Yeah, what's Shepard's favorite season? His season.
I want to say summer because I think it's the time where the sea is the most calm, but I genuinely have no idea when that is.
It makes sense. Warmest as well, so all the ice melts.
Yeah, the winter is a big problem for the sailors because the sea freezes over.
On the other hand, Fjordmund would definitely stay in the winter. For one, the rivers you can walk over most of them because of the ice, and I don't know, it just the aesthetic is unmatched.
Okay. For Onyx, I would say his favorite season would be winter. The reason why is there's actually some backstory reasons why his favorite season is winter, but I will not convey them. But it will be mentioned at some point.
Get him out of here. Winter enjoyer.
Cry about it.
I will.
Yeah, winter's pretty cool, both literally and figuratively.
That's low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Super easy one. It's winter. Since, well, looks much more scary to see someone walking during winter than during summer.
Yeah, no, looking at Commoner's artwork, that does not surprise me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's, I guess, seeing as we're into summer now, some of you probably not having your best times of year, but there is a lot to get done before winter. And yeah, does anyone have a recap of what we did getting to Brownabik last time? I think Gorm hasn't been here for a few sessions as well, so
Yeah. Shall I always do the recapping? I feel like I'm okay with being the designated recapper of every session.
Our
Is that right?
scribe. Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, the reason I actually always used to ask is because Fenya was the bard, and so she used to do it. But
and now I'm your
yeah,
new player.
yeah, to do it. Absolutely.
Yes. yes. So rather last 2 sessions ago, we crashed into some rocks and encountered a injured dragon serpent and some mermaids crowded around, and we learned that one of the mermaids. Hold on, let me level check my notes. Mermaids question. Oh, damn. What was the mermaid's name that was sympathetic towards the injured serpent?
I think it was L'Oreal.
Oh, okay, Lyria. Oh, yes, there you go, Lyria. Yes.
I got her name wrong for like half the session. So
Okay, Lyria. Okay. Yep. Yeah. So she was sympathetic towards this injured dragon serpent who was trying to uh, uh, help him in any way he can. And in the moment they saw our ship, they were startled, but seeing the injured dragon serpent, Onyx opted to help, and the group were successful in doing so. Basically, Onyx did all the healing with the injured serpents, and then the other party members, I think both Mikhail and I forgot, and Carmela were there, basically assisting and helping getting the eel out of the rocks because he was stuck in the rocks, and they succeeded in doing so. But also in doing so, we learned a bunch of lore, basically the after effects of what happened after Aelson was killed. So basically, after Aelson was killed, uh, the serpents, like the serpents used to serve Aelson, but now that he was gone, they wanted out of like their role, specifically Ram, who has taken over in the south, southern seas, and then of the Bay, and then the serpents are like from the northern seas of the Bay. And apparently, Ram has this artifact, and it's something the serpents value and want back, but Ram refused. And then under Ram, she decided to push the dragon serpents all over the Bay, basically. Don't know, like either killing or pushing them back, whatever. And what else? Oh yeah, so through some skill checks, we learned that this artifact is known as the Storm Girdle, and there are spears that nullify the serpent's strength within the stormy seas, where they can, where through lightning and storms they can fly and also swim through the sea as well. And yeah, and so after helping the serpent, he basically told us if we are interested in helping, we must find Nautilot's hold, a fortress in the northern waters beneath the surface, and meet Tide Lord Ban Lial Abyssal Court. And then we made it to Brodavik to resupply, and then Mikkel unfortunately delivered the news of what happened to his father, and Onyx was seeking some removing this werewolf curse along with the ice giant. And yeah, that's where it kind of ended there.
yeah, I think that pretty much brings us up to speed as you guys are now back in Broudevik, and yeah, Onyx and the Giant didn't have much luck in finding, or at least Ingrid wasn't able to cure their affliction, but she did say that she was going to get someone from the Stadia Tower to come and have a look.
Oh yes.
As you guys now being back in Broudevik, you are going to have some downtime here, but we're not leveling up yet because
Yes.
we didn't finish a full expedition.
Hmm.
So what is going to happen, however, is that we're going to go into an intrigue, which you've made you've made a bunch of new enemies along the way, and you have
Oh yeah.
you've learned a couple of things about the conflicts between the factions around Bradovic, or like in the surrounding regions. And yeah, some of them may be friends, some of them may be enemies, but at this point, it's going to be a case of actually getting together and deciding which one of these factions you want to actually take on. And then we'll go into what is called intrigue, and it's kind of like being an initiative, but each turn takes like 5 days or a week. And we'll get into it as we do, but then the rest of the time you guys will have your downtime to do any downtime things you want to. And I will remind you that if you go and look on the domain, there's an everyone should have access to the act. So if you go into your actors tab and into
Ah.
see domains, and you should be able to see Bradovic.
Okay, domains, Bradovic. Oh, okay, there we go.
You see it, okay. So then if you go in there, you will see these are the stats that we use for intrigue, and these are the kinds of things that you can order your troops to go and do on those turns. So all the things on the left, the skills, those are your like offensive actions, and then your defensives are the things that you can either shore up or attack your enemy's defenses. And the more you do that, when it comes down to the final battle, then it'll determine certain bonuses or detriments that your faction has. So like you could, if you, for instance, if you attack your enemy's resolve, you could create a rebellion on their side of the field. Or like if you attack their communications, you could get it to a point where some of their troops get lost on the way to the battle, or you've like given them decoys and they arrive late to the battle, so you guys have extra opportunity. There's a lot of this is where we get into the Game of Thrones kind of.
Yeah. What? Like there's politics, alliances, enemies, and conflicts, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so this is the kind of macro level. This is when Bradovic is acting as Bradovic as a whole, and because you guys are all officers of Bradovic, you are going to each, like when we're in intrigue, you have a certain amount of turns based on the size uh, of your domain. So you guys would have 6 turns at the moment, and that on each turn, one officer can take. It's like an action, a bonus action, and a reaction. But it's usually you're just going to be taking an action that'll take like 5 days for your troops to go and do. But I'm, the sort of last part for now is that if you go to downtime, you can see all of the things that you can interact with during your downtime, and the like you've got keeps, towers, temples, and establishments. Keeps are where you raise your armies. Towers are where you can learn new spells and research and like empower spells. Uh, temples are where you can commune with the gods and like maybe ask them for something or offer them something. And then establishments are places you can either earn money or like learn secrets, like find rumors and that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on each turn, one of us can choose like to improve one of those. Like tell my troops to improve.
No, you could tell them to improve like if you want to say get better weapons and armor and things, you could spend your turn trying to improve your resources. So then you
Okay.
would like, let's say if you're trying to get the troops to like train, or there's certain things you can get them to do and describe it how you like, and then it would be an operations check is usually what would come up for that kind of thing. And if
So
you
I'm
can beat
using
that
my
resources, you'll increase.
so my actions are in the stats, depending on what I want to do.
Yeah, pretty much that. When we're on a domain, when we're on intrigue turns, and you're controlling the domain, the the defenses have got a rating. They've basically got 7 levels, and they can either they always start at 0 when you start a new entry, and then you can either like attack your enemies or improve your own, and you can get it up to a +3 or a -3, and those usually, depending on what that number is, will give you a bonus or a detriment in the. It's usually like in the first round of the warfare battle. It's usually something like, like if you increase your resolve and you get it to a +3, then you have zealous, loyal, fanatic warriors. It only shows the positives on the defenses for some reason. I don't know why. But those are the levels you can go up.
Okay. And
Okay.
And then
downtime is something we can, as a players, like as a character, we can work to improve.
yeah, you as a character, the downtime stuff that you've usually got access to, like all the Hammonds and the normal
Yeah.
D&D downtime things, those those are still available to you, but the keeps, towers, and temples have got some different options that you can take during that time.
Yeah, like when I click on it, it says like says the raise units, train units. Those are the things you mean?
Yeah, and then if you want more details on that, if you go to journal, you can see there's a strongholds and followers book.
Yeah.
All of the information about keeps, towers, temples, and establishments are in there for the like minutiae of the time and the rules.
Yeah, I have it
Tables.
open on the other screen, so I'll use the book.
So yeah, the keeps are usually for military things. Towers are usually for magic users. Temples usually for religious or like communing with gods, and establishments are usually for like more roguish, like spy type things.
A quick question. Amader, so in the basically right now I'm in the Roderick tab. Amader, is there any way to expand the tab? Because right now I'm trying to scroll down, but I can't see like all the information. I'm trying to expand the tab.
There is like on the bottom right of it, like a two and like sort of arrow that points in two ways. If you grab it and make it bigger, maybe it will show you more.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
try to make
Oh,
it
okay.
full screen as well. If you like hit
Yep.
F11 to bring
There
it
is
full
also
screen.
at the top there is a pop out button. You can press and it will just open into a window.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, these sheets are really a bit of a nightmare with like the scrolling function. But don't worry, the stuff that's on the very, very bottom usually isn't that relevant.
Okay. But still, I want to
Long as
know all the options.
Yeah, most of the establishments are just like that stuff around Radovic, like the bakery and that, like it's not you may be able to interact with an NPC there, or if you think that the baker might have certain kind of information, you might be able to go there. But also, if you want to go work in the bakery for a week, like you can earn some gold.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, this is all we'll actually start playing the game. But um,
Yeah.
if anyone has any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. We're not going to go into how the actual warfare mechanics work right now because it doesn't matter. But I will say you will be able to muster 12 units at the moment with the keeps that you have. So
We
we're not going
currently
to have
have
that
6.
whole army like last time, but you'll be able to choose 12 of those units to summon, and then you've got your special like you've got to deal with Torg that you'd be able to summon him. But we can get into those once we get to the actual warfare, the like special units and things, because those are things you could do. You could potentially like go and make an ally with one of your neighboring factions and be like, hey, can you guys help us out in this fight? And like send us one of your special units. But that would be then diplomacy between a different faction as one of those domain actions. So yeah, we'll get into it as we go.
So he's starting off with this, or
Well, because we haven't seen everyone yet, we can yeah, basically when you go in to see the Jarl and everyone sits down to actually like plan, when the council assembles
okay.
kind of thing, then you guys can plan what you want to do. But for now, it is the night that you arrived back in Broadvik. You guys have just, some of you have gone to go see Ingrid, and I think everyone was, the town is all kind of moving into the longhouse at the moment for a feast, and everyone's just gotten home. So you guys can tell me when you want to move to the other map and start plotting and getting into the intrigue. But for now, you are home. You can tell me what you guys want to do.
Lovely. Um. Hmm. Yorman will go see his father. He'll show up tattered and he'll just say, "So, without making deals that you probably shouldn't make, well, we met a dragon.
A dragon? Your friend told me that you faced off with hags. You guys have really been busy.
The hags is the ones we fought, but the dragon is. Well, actually, they're both wearing at the moment. On the White Knight, the dragon wants us to come to their amphitheater, a little bit east, I think. And the hags said they will come and attack Brodovik. When? Don't know.
Give me an insight check, please, as you say,
Oh,
as you mention these dragons.
He seems collected.
He kind of just waves, like brushes it off, and you don't have to worry about dragons. I'm sure the Jarl will easily be able to protect us from that sort of thing. Dragons have not been a problem in places like this for a long time. Sure, we don't have to worry.
Hmm.
They are intelligent creatures, They actually they have got quite good taste. Some of them. If if you ever do interact with them and happen to come across their horde, I'm sure we could make a killing.
Well, the dragon I'm talking about, that might be a little bit ambitious, but I guess we'll see.
Well, you should definitely discuss this with the Jarl. I think if these are the same dragons that, are these you said the Dragonstone Amphitheater, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that has been that has been going for a long time, but probably since before Braudovic was even here. Those dragons keep to themselves. They stay in the mountains, and every now and then a warrior has to go and fight. But don't worry, it will not be you. You are much too valuable to Braudovic.
Yeah. Well, I'll see you another time.
I'm just packing up here. I'll see you at the longhouse.
Yep.
Gorm, is there anything that you are doing when you get back? As yeah, I'm not sure when last you were here, but your ship has taken a little bit of damage along the way. Probably,
Yeah, I was there when it happened. When we crashed into the stones, and that was the last time I was here.
yeah. Mikkel did manage to fix some of the damage, I think, and
I also fixed
put
a
it
little
in the.
bit of it.
Okay, yeah. So I'm not sure, but yeah, over this time you will be able to make repairs and things. But you've just gotten back into port. You've probably been like still at the boat this whole time while everyone else is headed offshore, and your father is there on the docks as well.
Yeah, I'll just make sure everything is secure while everyone else just hops off, and then I'll hop off myself. I'll walk up to my father. We returned a bit earlier than planned, but we'll set sail once we're ready and continue.
Maybe it's for the best. There's been quite a lot of rumors going around, and those Goliaths, I think, are becoming a bit of a problem. But it is good to have you home. Don't worry about packing up the rest of this. I will get some of the boys to help me. Why don't you go and get something to eat, and we will catch up at the longhouse.
Okay. I'll head up. I'll probably ask him afterwards about the rumors.
Is there anyone else that isn't going to the longhouse here?
Seems not.
Yeah, I feel like we ended the last session with everyone else heading there. So
Yeah.
okay, map may have people on it that it's not supposed to, but just
We will look away.
Yeah, right now, for the map, all I see is just a brown blank screen.
oh no, refresh. That you should
Oh,
be
really?
able to be all proud of it.
Oh, okay, I should refresh. Okay.
Yeah, okay, it's still all the people from the party are still hanging around, but it doesn't matter. The only difference really is that the bodies aren't off to the side anymore. I think you had that feeling.
No attracts. No.
Bro is dead.
No, Shepard is on fire.
Shit.
Oh no.
No.
Oh, okay, there we go. Oh, okay, there we go.
Is Onyx in?
Oh, I'm here. Oh wait, are you
No,
talking
no,
about my
in the
token?
map. Yeah, but then
Yeah, he's in at the healer area where Ingrid is.
yeah, just your token down. So that is right next to the longhouse. I'll put you on the path coming back.
Okay.
You should. Oh, you still in? Because you were refreshing it and fully over.
Oh, there we go.
So you should be able to see yourself on the bottom right hand side of the map.
Oh yeah.
Wait.
Yes, I do. Okay. Should I like move my character token like close to the center?
Yeah, I mean, you guys can move around. The longhouse is top of the map here. You can see that this is everyone's sort of gathering. You see a lot of the townsfolk coming here. There's two longhouses, so there's all the unnamed NPCs are basically in one, and everyone else is here. The Jarl. The entrance is on the other side if you're looking for the door. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
It's on the right.
You'll find it.
Wait, is it?
It's just taking the scenic route, but you will hear the
Oh, okay, there we go. I just went in a circle. Okay.
you'll hear the sort of like cheers and like laughter of people welcoming all of you back into town as the people you haven't seen yet notice your arrival again, and there is a full-on feast going. There's nothing special, but there's some stew and some meat and bread that is being served, and all the mead and ale you can drink. I'm just trying to find the Jarl, but oh, he's in it.
There he is.
Yeah, Onyx, have you actually been to the Longhouse yet?
I think he
Well,
joined just as we set an expedition.
yeah. Out of character. No. I don't know. He's been there in character, but yeah, like I just out of character. I just joined when they were going on their expedition. Like on their
Yeah.
ship.
So you may have come here, like because you were part of the battle technically, I think. So
Yeah.
you have probably been here, but you've probably spent more time in the other longhouse. That was probably where you stayed on the the time that you were here, but now this is the Jarl's longhouse. Like, this is where all the sort of elders of the village, of the town, um, this is a high profile place to be.
Yeah, basically to meet and discuss like present news, what's going on.
Yeah, this is. I mean, all of you would know that if you guys do want to meet with the Jarl and start like properly planning, there is the back room there, which has got the maps, but we can do it here at the table if you want. But it's, yeah, I mean, you guys have all reconvened now at this point, and you're all at the table together, got food and drink aplenty, and yeah, it's up to you if you yeah, we can just
Yeah. I think we are. Well, does anyone have anything they want to do before we get to planning?
Well, I wanted to speak with my father about the rumors he heard.
Go for it. They'll be here.
Where are you gonna go? I'm the one piloting the ship.
as you approach him, you'll see he's just come in with one of the fishermen that was down on the dock, and Valbrand will pat you on the shoulder and say, "Ah, glad to see you made it back in one piece. We must go out together soon. I could use the bigger ship and
Yeah.
haul in something nice and massive for the feast."
Hopefully there will be no fog this time.
You know what? I just realized I'm the lumberjack, not the fisherman. God, this
Yeah, I know. What I just
is
assumed
me.
is probably I just ignored it.
Look, I've been working on the docks all day. I've been thinking about a career change. But if you need any repairs on the ship,
Yes, it could use some.
it's gonna drunkenly stumble away.
Back at the docks, you mentioned some rumors. Something we should be worried about.
Oh, nothing too serious, I'm sure, but there's a lot of talk around. They are saying that the seas have parted ways, and that there is some sort of war brewing out there on the oceans now that Ailton is gone.
Yeah, apparently there is. Uh, Someone is withholding the artifacts the serpents need. We were asked to help them. The Elson used to be in control, but now with his death, there is a power struggle, which will attempt to, will most likely intervene.
Mm. He nods and he just says, "It's a pity things are so bad with Flostavik. I'm sure with Ailson gone, they've got all kinds of secrets about the sea folk that they're just hanging on to now."
Yeah, they will get what's coming to them. One point, or hopefully sooner than too late, but they will.
Indeed. There was one other thing. I heard that there have been a few survivors from the battle that have made their way into the mountains. Apparently, there is someone out there that is bringing them together. Could be a problem, but most likely they've just turned to lives of big bandits or something. If you do have the time, though, maybe you can give it a look. Otherwise, we're going to have to send Magnus and his cronies, which You know how well that's going to go.
Yeah, so see what we can do. Maybe we can alter the course of the expedition. Not sure how high up the mountain. And out of character, which mountains you mean? There are probably a lot of them. Northeast,
Yeah,
probably. Or
to
let's check.
the to the east of Bradovik. Well, it's basically where the old ruined fortress is, and that ruined fortress is on your main sheet. But the sorry, um, yeah, the ruined fortress is on your domain sheet. It's not that far from Bradovik. We'll have to switch to the other map to see it, but that is basically saying that the troops that managed to survive the battle, some of them have been seen heading up there, and it seems there may be someone controlling the fort.
So that's something I can. We have to travel there as like players, or can I send my army, some troops there to investigate?
Yeah, you can absolutely send troops to investigate. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that kind of thing is something that wouldn't even take a full domain action. Those are the kinds of things you can always use your troops for. So there's like you can do that even if you're on a mission on the other side of the world. You can send a raven and order your troops to go and do something that's like beneath you, like to complete
Beneath
the
me,
quest
but
that's
I
way
can't
below
be.
your level.
I can't be at two places at the same time.
Yeah, no, okay. I mean,
Yeah,
I
I get what you're saying.
this isn't one of those situations, but yeah, if there is a quest that you're just like, I mean, yeah, we want to do it, but what the fuck, we don't have the time to do something that frivolous. You can send some troops to do it instead.
Okay. Yeah, I'll ask my father if he knows about any amount of survivors. Is there any estimate of how many?
We could send people to try and scout it out, but as I say, I've just heard rumors that there are survivors.
Okay, I'll let the others know, and we'll see what we can do.
Let me know if there's anything we can do to help. And your mother says to tell your horned friend that there should be someone coming tomorrow or the next uh, to try and help them with their problem.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Welcome home.
I'll head back. Whoosh. Yeah, I think we can, unless anyone else is going to RP, we can switch up. I'll tell Onyx that someone is coming to take care of that curse of yours.
Mm. Yeah. Oh, yes, that's true. Hopefully, they have they have a solution.
Yeah, I don't think they want to be. They would be coming here without it, but maybe just me.
Mm.
I know we've been talking about it a lot out of character, but all of these intrigue rules and stuff will actually make a lot more sense if you're trying to interact with them in character, because it's much like skill checks and stuff. You know,
Okay.
I can tell you what to roll when we need to roll it, but for the most part, you can intuitively try and plan these things out. I'll jump in if there are mechanics involved, but yeah, you guys can take it in character. It'll actually make it easier for you.
Okay.
Right, right. Mhm.
I think we can start the next phase then.
Yeah, do you want me to switch you to the other map? so you can see all the domains.
Yes, please. I think.
Second.
Whoa.
Okay, so this is all of Mordia. I'm not sure. Some of them may be hidden, but I think you can see pretty much all the known factions.
Yep.
I don't know what's known, but
But I mean, all the dots that you can, all the like tokens you can see.
Yeah, yeah. As mentioned in the notes, we see like right now in the Bay. So like here we see the Serpents Embrace and Rand's Inner Sea Colony, like to the north and south.
Yeah, so those are all places that are well known enough that you've probably heard of them. You may not know specifically where like their strongholds are or whatever, but for most of them it's like towns and cities and things that like they're settlements that you won't need a history check to know exists. So yeah, any of these places are places that you could potentially find out more information about. They could be allies, enemies. That all of these are factions unto themselves. The icons suggest something about them. I guess it gives you a bit of a hint. Some of them you know, some of them you will come to know.
okay.
But yeah, I suppose right now the Yell will actually come to join you as you've gotten back early, and he'll kind of come and just squeeze himself in, come and sit next to you guys. Just say, well, I've heard you've been busy. Well done on returning Torg to the swamp. We received a message saying that some of the corruption has been starting to clear. I'm guessing that was thanks to you.
Uh, Quite the contrary, I'd say. We got Torg back, but well, we couldn't deal with the hags that were causing the corruption, so
Yeah. Right now, those hacks are still at large, and they may be a trouble to us in the future. Since I guess bringing Torg back certainly did not make them happy.
I'm sure it didn't. I must admit, I am sorry to hear of Atrax. I thought he was more capable. But he came to me and asked if we would help him with these hags of Elder Twist. They have usually taken more interest in the Leonin tribes and the trolls, and quite frankly, they've kept a lot of trouble off our backs. Every now and then, someone's made a bad deal, started drinking dragon blood or something. So perhaps it is better we take care of them once and for all before they turn their eyes to Broadway.
well, speaking of dragons, it seems we have been quote unquote chosen for the amphitheater.
The amphitheater. Those dragon lords, they're trying to poach you away from our gods. You have already been chosen. If it is up to me, you will fight in the trial for the gods, not for the fucking dragons of Bazir.
I'd agree. Just that these dragons want us to go there before the next White Night, and if not, that's supposedly bad news for Broderick.
Must really have impressed them. Don't know where they're getting the balls to threaten Brodovic, but if they try, it could definitely be bad. You see, he's like starts confident and then immediately thinks 3 dragons attacking the town. And, fuck.
yeah, yeah, quote unquote, we're fucked.
In any case, we have quite a long time until the next White Night, and I imagine maybe we can spare one trip to the amphitheater and afford to come back. A second one might get us killed.
Oh, they won't let you leave once you arrive. They make it sound like you will go there to be a champion, but those dragons, they don't care about glory or the actual combatants, just for themselves. Most of their fighters become slaves and are never seen again.
Mm.
But, you know, Magnus was telling me earlier that his new friend, Ikersis, apparently they uncovered something about the lizard folk tribes, you know, the Sarek tribe to the south. They they apparently have been giving offerings to these dragons for a long time. They've made some sort of allegiance.
Hmm. I
Perhaps
think,
we could break that.
yes. I think they had a similar thing with the hags, because that's where we found the dragon, at least the green one. They were looking for champions, and one Malgrim said, oh well, seemed to promise the dragon that he could find them champions. I'm not sure how that connection began.
We have had offers in the past to ally with those dragons. I think they have a thing for making deals. But Rodovik has managed to stay off of their radar for the most part. I suppose that could only last for so long. Well, it seems we have enemies on all fronts.
Potential allies on multiple as well. Helping Torg definitely make him ally, and helping Ran. Was it?
No, not Ran.
Not Ran.
The serpents.
The serpent. Helping the serpents. I believe the giant serpents in the ocean are good allies. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Like Onyx begins like to describe basically how well on the way they kind of crashed and encountered a dragon, a injured dragon serpent, and then basically how we've heard about the conflict going on within the seas, and after helping the dragon serpent, uh, he mentioned about going to the what was it again? What else? Oh yes, yes. The if we are interested in helping the serpents, we must head to a Nautilus hold fortress within the northern seas beneath the surface to meet someone called Tide Lord Bane Leal Abyssal Court.
So without Ailson at the helm, it seems everywhere is scattered. We still haven't heard back from Flostovic, but I imagine taking out Ailson is probably divided one faction into at least four. We could use that to our advantage. This is good news. But the last thing we want is those dragon eels attacking our ships. They've been a problem in the past, and quite frankly, not one we've been able to solve. Unless any of you know how to fight at the bottom of the ocean.
Hmm.
There are ways, of
Eh,
course.
Yeah,
I
that
believe
can
I
be
can
difficult.
to some extent. Once I make sure with my sheet. But I don't think me alone will fend them off.
Well, Gorm, I mean, if you truly are the chosen of Aeg, then, I mean, in a way, you have kind of become the heir to what Ailston had. I mean, I think he was a bit of a warlord, but and I somehow doubt Floppick would bend any knee to you. But the seas, if Aegir is Rand's father, if you have the favor of Aegir, perhaps you will have some sway over her. Though she is a temperamental one, as far as I know.
Yeah, that's a wild card, if you will. But yes, being a chosen over a father might have some sway.
I think, in terms of Flossavic, maybe a peace offering would be good. Although they fought against us, they're beaten. Maybe it can be the start of a big allied pack.
Speaking of which, apparently there are some rumors we might need to check that some of the surviving forces from the raid are gathering up in the east in the mountains.
Yes, we've heard. Even the Goliaths have been talking about it as well. Apparently, they were hunting someone who stole their chieftain's axe or something, and there has been some rumors that he's been seen up at the fortress as well. I think it may be a problem in the future, but the sooner we deal with it, the better. And hey, if we can get that fortress back up and running,
Yes.
we'll definitely have a foothold against the dragons on that side.
Yes. Right now, I have some relief that we should deal with the problems that are like closest to Brodovik, and then slowly work our way to the other problems nearby.
Oh, let me show you
Sure.
this map so you can
Hey.
see where that fortress is.
Yeah, that's actually a good coincidence. Speaking about not the fortress, helping the serpent, because I completed the cook quest once, and I got pressure capsule as a reward, and I believe it will actually help withstand pressure. I don't have the details of it. I only search for them, but that might actually be useful there.
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. Like it lets you stops you from getting the bends.
Yeah.
You can also, if anyone wants to give me an Arcana or a History check, you can do that.
Very good with those.
Yep. Might as well do a roll then not roll at all.
How am I beating Mikhail then?
Oh,
Yeah, roll this.
No, I'm just gonna roll to see if I get a bad roll out of the way. Oh nope, I just got a 18.
I got a 5.
And no modifiers, and Onyx got a straight 18.
So, Mikhail, you would know that there are definitely enchantments and things that, like, there's some that can give you swim speeds, and there are some that can let you breathe underwater. A lot of the creatures that fight for Ran and um, like the mermaids that you saw, a lot of them have got magic items that surface dwellers can use to get underwater. Like they've got magic items and magic spells that they can use to bring people into those kinds of keeps and whatnot. But you also know that there's stuff that you could make, which wouldn't require the help of actual sea folk. But as for the rest of you, and yeah, Gorm, you were too busy with the ship, but the rest of you who saw the mermaids there, those checks are enough to know that some of them were wearing necklaces that were probably helping them breathe above the water. They all seem to be wearing similar styles of jewelry, and you know that uh, some of those could be magic.
Mm,
Yeah, other than the potential of stealing a mermaid's necklace, if you look there by the frozen waterfall in Old Fort, that's the fortress that we.
Oh wait, the icebergs or oh the fortress. Oh okay. Okay, thought you were talking about the serpent fortress.
Oh no, that's under the water. That's not on this map. That's far away.
Oh okay, yeah. Maybe it's under the icebergs or nearby the Rock of Ager.
And then you'll see Dragonstone amphitheaters up in the mountains there. It's a natural rock formation. Like the rock formation is called an amphitheater. It's not a but
Carved. Yeah.
yeah, there's a place here in South Africa that's called like God's amphitheater or something. And I remember looking up and being like, holy shit, imagine dragons.
I'm waking up.
Yeah, so it's a radioactive mountain range there.
Oh my god.
No, I wasn't committed to it. It was unintentional.
Okay.
But yeah, the Serpent's Embrace and all that stuff, like it's out in Serpent Bay. Like you can see the picture of the
Serpent,
this
yeah.
there. Those are
Yeah.
you've got to go far out.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Right now, I've some belief that the old fort is closest, and as Onyx said before, he believes we should deal with the closest issues near Brodovik first.
Well, we can send troops there. We don't have to actually go there ourselves.
Mm.
We can send scouts first to assess
Yeah.
while we deal with other things, and
Yeah.
then send
Yeah, Onyx will agree with that too. Like send scouts to check their activity and to see the scope of their defenses for a future raid.
And sorry, on the other map, there were Shadowcat Marauders. Who are?
northeast.
Yeah, but I don't know who exactly are they.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you can give me if you want to just see what Yormund personally knows, you can give me a history check. But yeah, if you want to actually do some research into them, you could do that as well, like in the same way to send some spies and scouts.
Yeah, I think first we'll see what he.
Oh
Well,
crap!
does nothing
Oh
at
man!
all.
Another
Oh
one.
man! You are rolling really bad.
Yep.
I can understand your pain though. I rolled really bad with my rolls against the werewolves. Both my character and the ice giant. It was very frustrating. I rolled 2 nat ones in a row.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so you wouldn't know anything about them specifically. You wouldn't have heard of them, but the Jarl would say, I think they're an offshoot of some of the Leonin clans I honestly have no idea, but they
Ah.
keep to themselves. We've never, so long as you're not going that far up north, I don't think they've been a problem for Braudovic. Some of the people at the Seder Tower, they may know more about all of the Leonin clans. That is all Leonin territory up there. Sort of
Okay.
between Braudovic and the capital, there are a few Leonin tribes. That's all grasslands. Telling one tribe from another is practically impossible.
So long as they keep to themselves, that's where they might come.
Well, from what Atrax told me, the hags have actually been preying on them pretty badly. There could be a chance to get them on our side if we are going to be taking on the hags. I'm not sure about the marauders, but Atrax was from the Felidrakar court, and I think they may be willing. Their king is difficult, but we could make some sort of deal, maybe.
Yeah. I think that'll work.
Leonin warriors are nothing to be scoffed at, after all.
Hmm. So in terms of what we're going to do, well, do we have an idea? That's all.
I think it depends who we want to deal with first. We're going to have to commit all of our resources in one way, and I'm afraid after that last battle, there's a low chance we'll be able to amass the same kind of army.
Hmm.
We'll have to pick our fights wisely, and a couple of weeks we should be able to take care of one of them. But who knows what the others will do in the meantime.
I
do
think
believe
trying.
You would also, sorry, you would know that your emissary that you sent to Flostovic with the heads of the previous officers should be is scheduled to come back in about 5 days. He should be at the end of the. If you started intrigue now, he'd be back at the end of the first turn, or at least
Okay.
scheduled to be.
So now started an intrigue. We have to choose one thing that we're doing.
Yeah. So when you're in an intrigue, you basically pick a boss that you want to fight, and then you'll have several turns of intrigue, and at the end of that, there's going to be a big warfare battle.
Tree
where you guys,
Sentinel.
you guys have the armies will be fighting somewhere, and you guys are going to fight the like leaders and lieutenants of that place in a normal kind of combat scenario, but while the bigger battle is going on around you. So that's the sort of suspension of disbelief part where we're like, okay, we know there's going to be a big battle here, but it kind of depends. As soon as you go into intrigue, as soon as you decide, all right, we've revealed the villain, we're going to take them out, then we start. Like you can potentially still explore and do normal gameplay while we're in intrigue, but for now it's just going to be downtime in between,
Okay.
so we can focus on one thing at a time for now.
So while
Then-
doing intrigue, can we still send like my troops somewhere to do something? Still like
Yeah.
train or
Yeah, so long as you're not sending them like to capture an enemy location or like do something offensive to the enemy.
not enemy related, but
Yeah, you can use them for like normal downtime stuff, but then uh, yeah, because there's all of that stuff is still available to you. The individuals that are actually being sent to do things don't really matter. Like with those, you'll have people to do the things you're needing to do on your down.
yeah. But I'm asking, like, can they improve the resources for now? Like, try to improve the Borovik's resources.
Yeah, so that would be a domain action because the resources, those defenses, when you start an intrigue, yours and your enemies start at 0.
Okay.
So 0 is normal, and then that's that's kind of the fight that you're in. So you can either you describe how you want to attack one of your enemy's defenses or improve one of your own, and in that you can get as creative as you want. You can be
Okay.
like, okay, we're going to start using coded messages to improve our communications, and so that they can't, the enemy doesn't know what we're doing, and that's then we make a roll, and like each of you can add your proficiency once per intrigue. So if if you're doing something and you're like, okay, my character's really getting involved, or these are my guys that are doing it, you can add your proficiency to the roll.
Okay.
And you'll see next to each the skill, you can see what roles are usually associated with it.
And
But
we choose only one domain action. Like each turn, it's one domain action that the party chooses.
yeah,
Okay.
so they can technically be domain bonus actions and reactions, but quite frankly, I don't know what those are. I think bonus actions are probably like things like going to try and investigate the fort and things that
Yeah.
aren't
The
directly
only thing it
related
says
to the.
in the bonus action is raid. It's in the
Oh, is that? Oh, I didn't know that. So yeah, then you can.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty
raid.
cool. So you can raid settlements because there's also, I know with the ship, if you raid with the ship, you can actually decrease the settlement's size. So like you could attack one of the like establishments and then lower its effectiveness and like lower the bonuses that it's granting their people.
Okay.
Because like towers, for instance, I will also say with towers, we are using the rule that divine spells also count because divine spells in this are like the magic is all kind of, it's all connected.
Yeah.
But because there are no actual, they're not literal temples. Usually, you're going to be coming across like druid groves and stuff like that. But uh, with towers, you can research spells that basically improve. So, like, you could make Meekill's Firebolt, and it's a firebolt that when it hits someone, it removes all their armor, so it lowers their AC. Like they're suddenly naked every time it hits them for a turn.
Oh my god.
Like there's things like that that you can research. It takes quite a while, and they can be pricey, but um, once you have those spells, to be fair, it does. If you use a cantrip, it makes it a first level spell, so you can't get too ridiculous. But you can make pretty powerful upgrades to your magic by spending some time researching in towers. So it's now wizard towers actually have a purpose. I know we don't have any wizards, but still.
Yeah, like Mikkel is still like a intelligence-based spellcaster, so yeah.
I mean, it could work for any. That's why I'm saying like, um, if you've got like cleric spells and things like that, you can also do that there. The rules say that it's by default only arcane spells, but I'm going to say you can use divine spells as well. It doesn't matter.
Alright, so
What are we starting with? Like, what's the main goal? The old fort or the hags?
I think. Oh no, I think the hags because there's. Oh no, I just think they're more threatening and there's less of an
Yeah.
indicator on when they're going to attack, so it could just be
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah, and
like-
yeah, not only that, but if we deal with the hags, we may gain an ally with the Leonin.
Yeah, I
maybe
was
we can-
thinking talking to the Leonin is the first thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we should send an envoy, I guess,
Yeah.
or have ties with them.
Yeah.
Telling them we want to rid of
Yeah,
the hags and want an alliance and do it together.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I can imagine if we succeed, we can possibly ask the Leonin for help with the old fort.
Yeah, one step at a time.
Yeah, one step at a time. Yeah, but
I will
just
say
just giving the what ifs. Basically, if we like if we succeed with the hags and make an ally to Leonin, then we can basically ask the Leonin for assistance with the fort. Basically, we help them, they help us situation.
I will say the fort is kind of a like the fort isn't really related to the hag thing, so that's probably something you could investigate like more as your personal downtime kind of things. You can still send your troops and whatever. But unless you've got your troops doing something like out of the way, you'll probably be able to do the fort at the same time as like that's a smaller scale thing.
Okay.
I mean, you could end up like if there's a lot of troops there, you might end up in like needing to send an army to do the fight. But I'm just saying that's the kind of thing that you guys could potentially go on an expedition while you're like making allegiances and all that stuff on the sidelines. So the intrigue will be against one faction, but the fortress isn't a full faction unto itself. That's like a
Okay.
much smaller group.
I can send some of my troops to go probe the fortress, see what's there. If you guys also want to stick your troops along.
I was thinking about sending. If Carmilla is fine, her troops are probably more on the scouting and stealthing part.
I'm fine with that, yes.
Yeah,
They're not there to fight; they're there to get intel and return. Then we
I
can
know,
send heavier
just that.
troops like mine and yours.
yeah,
Yeah.
espionage. Yeah,
You had another idea? Jormund?
Oh no, I was just. If Carmilla troops are going, then they can front. My troops can just stay a bit behind, so they're not as conspicuous.
In case they are spotted, so they
Yeah.
won't be. That could work.
They're just there for security, rather than so on.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Cool.
Okay,
And
well,
then while we do that, yeah.
well, then we can start this off as if you're going to be sending troops off to do that, then Carmilla, you can give me an investigation or stealth check, as with a +1 for espionage, and Yormund, you can give me an athletics or an insight check for operations.
So they add the domain bonus to their check.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's a +2 to the operations and +1 to espionage.
Not
that's
bad,
decent.
but
Yeah,
ooh,
it could have been
7.
worse. It could have been worse. I saw the 1 and 7. codes for
Yeah,
sure.
true.
Okay. And then yeah, just Carmilla investigation or stealth. I mean, it depends on how you are commanding your units, but you get a +1 to match it.
Duk.
Okay.
Hey, not
Yeah,
bad,
I'm
not
just
bad.
commanding them to basically like try to be unseen.
Yeah.
Basically, don't
I mean-
engage if you're spotted. Run. Do not fight.
Yeah. I mean, Onyx was able to succeed with a 17 to help the dragon serpent out of the gem. So, so we're not in the high DCs just yet. Hopefully.
But it's irrelevant. Maybe a higher roll will give better results.
Yeah, also the DCs are often set by the size of the things that you're kind of interacting with and the
Or army that we send.
well more like the attitude. If people are hostile, then it's going to be harder to like interact with them because they're probably going to be looking out for you. Whereas if they're friendly, it's going to be pretty easy to walk into their territory. Like if it's your ally, no one's going to question you just walking into their city. So espionage, that's where the DC is kind of coming. But for these guys, yeah, I mean, this you're just looking at an old fort. I think let me move us to that map. And then put those units down. As yeah, Camilla's chat.
You got a 17.
I'm just trying to find these tokens. Okay, so you can tell me where they're sort of coming in from, whereas Yormund, you can tell me where the hounds are stationed as they kind of waiting there as back.
I think they would be right about there, just out of view. Nice open ground that they're used to.
They come in from what's called the forest, as it is like the place that gives the most, shall we say, cover.
Well, let's just put it this way. Suppose you were attacked. Which way are you going? Just simple direction. Up?
So, fair warning on that. But
Up, yes.
Blood.
Cool. Then the hounds would be here, and they can, if they chase you up, the hounds can get them in the side. So it'll be that easy. Otherwise, they're just hanging around, seeing what's around.
Well, as Camilla's units manage to get in close, they will start to notice that this fort is quite dilapidated and it is in quite disrepair. It's going to need some definite work, and if there are people here, they are not doing that work. But what you will see, yeah, so you will see though, they will report that there are guards moving on the walls, and that there is definitely activity. They will notice there are ex-Klostervik soldiers there. There are some of the bandits that are known in the region, and they will know that the place is being run. You will get a name of Volblader, and that it is a Goliath.
What's their name? I saw a glide called.
You can hover over it, you'll see it there. Volblader.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Actually,
Okay,
no,
got it.
but yeah, you would know that there is a Goliath running the fort, and he seems to be like bringing in these like strays as his new soldiers. They seem to be trying to take over the fort, and you would also hear that he has got a magical axe that he seems to be hanging onto at all times. That's what he's commanding these forces with. And you would probably receive a raven like within a day or two of sending these troops out with that information, and know that that fort is currently occupied by some mercenaries, essentially run by Goliath.
Okay.
Anyone who knew Katya, you can also give me a history check, because fucking Leonin and Goliaths were all their storylines. Well, Atrax and Kat.
And Carmilla's.
Praying. Okay.
Oh, 20. Oh, Mikhail.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. So, Mikhail, you would remember, and this actually is so fitting. You would remember that Katya's mission, she was looking for a magical axe that was her chieftain's axe, and that it had been stolen from their clan, and that if she was able to return that, that was like the greatest honor of their clan. But she made it sound like it was a pretty fucking badass like magic weapon that it's like it might be even like very rare to legendary. There's definitely something special about that axe. And
Oh wow! And go ahead. Sorry.
and it could be a huge thing to get that back to the Goliath camp, but also that could be a very cool weapon to go and claim by killing whoever's running this fort.
Oh yeah,
Sounds like I want to
and
research it before I do anything else with it.
yeah,
Or
and
before we do anything else with it.
yeah, and ironically, during the RP, we were here. You were hearing rumors about Goliath having problems with Chieftain's axe getting stolen. So, it's weird how we didn't make that connection without that role.
Yeah, if we bring it back, we can probably ask them to give it to Mikkel for research only. Maybe if it is
I
any
mean,
very
if we get-
special, we can probably recreate it, and they will probably like it back,
Yeah.
solidifying their stance as allies.
Yeah,
Ugh.
like
If
Yeah,
I'm being
really-
honest,
go ahead.
these Goliaths that y'all will say, these Goliaths have kind of become a bit of a problem. That having a barbarian camp right next to us, they've been a little bit destructive, I should say. If we can give them something to fight, I'm sure it will be better. But if we keep them living right outside our town like this, I'm not sure how much of a town we're going to have left after a while.
Well,
Mm,
they are mountain
yeah.
people, and the old fort is around the mountains. When we need
Yeah.
people stationed there, we can ask them to, well, take control of it. They can live there. Mountains are their, well, natural habitat, probably.
Yeah, and they can help fix up the fortress. Since Scott's mentioned that the fortress is a bit dilapidated and old.
Well, they'll come in due time. Like once we take over the fort, like
Yeah. Yeah.
we're obviously going to be spending resources to rebuild it, since that's a very I forget the word, like a key point advantage.
Oh yeah, understood. So right now, we should focus our minds on fixing the problems before assuming what to do if the problems are solved.
I mean, we could definitely. I mean, if we can tell the giants that that's where the axe is, we may be able to get them to help us take the fort as well.
Yeah,
Mm,
it would
we
be a
true.
very strong motivation.
Oh, my battery is about to die.
Oh no.
And the power is still not back.
Yeah, it should be back any minute. I'm just looking at the time. But so I'm gonna say 5 minute break. You guys can keep plotting and whatnot, but I'm gonna have to switch off for a second.
Yeah,
So I'll
Okay.
be back.
Mm.
plotting. We will
Plotting.
steal the fort and move it closer.
We will keep. That sounds like
Well,
a
like
great
the
idea,
Family
actually.
Guy episode, the Amish. just
No,
moving
yeah,
the
the
pile.
Amish.
I was thinking maybe, well, talk to the Goliaths about the meteorite. Maybe we can use it as a mine, because the normal mine is currently collapsed and the dwarves can't really work there. Maybe they can get something from the meteor site. That's where we met them, right? Or is
Yeah,
it somewhere else?
that is where we met them. They were fishing. Was it a
Yeah,
giant?
fishing
or
a
something?
giant. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe there's something there we can mine. Maybe
There's
better
also
than
like
How
this
do
cave.
we
There's this cave network up here we could send scouts into.
Yeah.
how are we going to convince them to share what they mine up? Are we friendly with them?
the dwarves. There are dwarves that live in the city, in the Brodovik.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
They're in the tavern. They're in their longhouse right now.
Ah. When did we go? Was that last session
Where?
when
Oh, what?
you made contact with them at the
The
meteorite?
dwarves.
Yeah.
We made. When
No.
we met Katya, it's where we went to the meteorite.
That was
Oh,
like
right.
Yeah.
30
Months.
odd sessions ago.
Well, I'm dumb.
Mikhail, you got a part, some of it, right?
I got what?
Part of the meteorite. I think you
Oh yeah,
mined a bit.
I got some
Not
meteorite
sure.
ore.
Is it useful?
I'm pretty sure I got like myth. Yeah. Hang on. How do I post this there?
Oh,
I think it was adamant actually that I got. Or
That's
was it
yeah,
maybe-
myth?
because you
Yeah,
made
yeah.
it for you use it for adamantine braces, didn't you?
Well, I wanted to, but yeah. I just have 5 like adamant ingots lying around.
Yeah, we can probably send the dwarves there and maybe improve the armor and weapons of the troops before we send them to the fight.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, even if we don't get adamant, that would be pretty
Yeah.
sexy.
If it's better than the normal metal we have, it even if it's the same, it's still another source of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like right now, is there like still some resources near the meteorite
We
area?
we didn't dive in. Like I think Mikhail went down, but I don't remember like exact details of how much meteorite there is left.
Me
Okay.
neither, to be honest. I just remember like
Okay.
the fishing out the giant part and like throwing nets at him.
Wait. Wait, are you saying is that where you met the ice giant or?
That's we
No,
met
that's
Goliaths
what we
there.
met. Yeah, we met the Goliaths and Katja, who was a player who's not here anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. And I was gonna say something. Oh yes, and you're saying you collected some of this adamantite.
I
Or-
collected some meteorite ore, which turned out to be adamant. Yeah.
Okay. Makes me wonder if you. I'm thinking of Minecraft. Like, just make a pickaxe out of it so you can mine the resources quicker.
I don't think that's needed.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, we'll talk to the dwarves. They probably know.
Yeah, they probably know.
Dwarven pickaxes are pretty good.
I would
Sorry, I'm on
assume so.
mobile.
Yeah.
Fair.
No worries.
My power just came back though. I'm coming back now.
Nice.
We probably also want to send like at some point scouts to the rune tile. I could probably do that on my turn, to be honest. Just so we can see what's up. That could actually wait, yeah.
Damn it. I tried to switch my computer back on, but it tried to open Foundry again and battery actually died for real.
Oh god.
So, give it a second to charge. It's clearly tapping too much. But yeah, so if you guys want to, if you want to do that as your first domain turn to try and shore up the resources, that's a great idea.
Yeah, if it's possible, I think it's. Unless someone has a better idea, because I don't think we're just going to fight them right now.
No.
Unless we're going to dwindle their numbers somehow, like attack the scouts and hurt their communications, which is also an option. It depends. I think it's either or. I don't have any other ideas.
Fair.
Are you talking about attacking the fortress or attacking the house?
I thought I was talking about attacking fortress, like attacking the troops around, like the scouts that they send, the guards, like they try to weaken them, or send the miners to the meteorite.
Okay. You know what? I know even though they're not a faction, we're just gonna do the intriguers and for now we'll do like a warm up and because then you can
All right, we were at
essentially
yeah.
yeah, because we'll just do it in domain turns. It's not gonna take
Yeah.
that much longer. if you're going to be focusing troops on actually taking that down and sending people to do stuff, that's going to take you some time. But you can definitely do that. If you want to then make an operations check, I'll make the checks for them when I get back on. But if you want to make an operations check and to try and lower their resources, that would be attacking their smaller sort of camps and like stopping people from getting there. But if you want to do an operations check to raise your own resources by sending the dwarves and that to go and do some mining and improve your people's weapons and armor, those would be 2 separate domain turns. So you can tell me who's running each turn, because you're going to have 6.
Well, which one do we think should be a start? Our resources or their resources?
I believe their resources first.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I think that works.
Yeah, like to lower their defense and yeah, well, yeah. That's what I believe.
I think it would also be worth it to like scout out like see what kind of armor they're dealing, like what's the technology level, because then we can like prepare against it.
So you think we should do it? Attack their resources now to see what we're dealing with.
A bit of both, like see if they have plate armor, or do they just have like chainmail? Like
Oh, but you mean we go for them, not for the meteorite? That's what I'm asking. Once we see what they have, we will go maybe to the meteorite.
yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds good.
Then
Yeah,
I think that's settled. So
yeah,
attacking their resources, or is it communications?
Well, that would be 2 different. So
Yeah.
to attack their resources, if you're actually like trying to create like a blockade or like take out their scouts or something, that would be operations. But then what you are asking for, sorry, once I get back in, I'll know. But what are the skills again?
Mikil offered to see what equipment they have, like try to take out the. Like,
Yeah, I think that's espionage. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's an espionage check. Yeah, it's espionage, because I can't remember what's the other one. There's communication, espionage, operations, and law.
There is law, operation, espionage,
Yeah.
diplomacy, and communication. Resolve resources.
Yeah, so if you're trying to figure out what kind of resources and that they have, that would be espionage, because you're sending those scouts like the ones you've sent in already to investigate that kind of information. But that would be another domain turn. So they are only going to get 4 domain turns because of the size of their establishment, but you guys get 6. So you'll take the first 2 before them. So that could
Okay.
you could do those first sort of 3 things simultaneously and get those done before they get a chance to, well, before they know you're working against them.
So both espionage and operations.
Yeah, yes, that's what I believe. Yes, we should do.
Yeah. So the operations, just to be clear, is that offensive? That's to get their scouts.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you can make each of those is going to take you 5 days. But we'll say that because you've already got scouts out there, that won't take extra time for them. So the first 2 turns are going to take just that first 5 days, and you can each of you can like control 1 turn. So it depends who's rolling for which one of you can do each.
Well, I think I'll roll for the operations.
Sounds
Maybe someone smarter or stealthier will roll for the espionage next turn.
good. Yeah, I mean, I have a +8 to investigation.
So it's just my athletics and the bonus. I cannot cast any spells to increase it. It's just my
N-
stats
no.
and
You
Yeah.
can add your proficiency to it one,
yeah,
like on top of that.
yeah. So athletics and +2. That's what I'm rolling.
Yep, your athletics
Yeah, I
check
mean-
plus. Oh
So
crap!
the-
No,
13.
it's so close. Yeah, it was so close to that 18 roll. Damn it. But we also have the espionage roll. Who's doing that?
Yes,
Make up.
that would be me. +1. So. Okay,
Ooh.
that's pretty huge.
Oh yeah.
That
think
would be
we're waiting for the DM to have his computer on.
27 on the espionage.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can tell you right now that they are not. They do not have a very high resolve to begin with. I mean, resources to begin with. They, yeah, they are literally. They've got the scraps from the army or the military that you fought with before, and the Goliath has got like they wearing furs and hide armor. So yeah, you can see it's mostly medium armor in their group, but their troops do not seem very strong. They've probably got
Okay.
a couple of tier 1 units, if anything.
Ooh.
But you would
Okay,
know
then.
that they've got at least some infantry, some archers, and they've got a couple of big guys with the Goliath leading them.
Okay. So how was Gorm's operations with that roll?
Yeah, 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, what was the roll? I'm trying to
13.
get back in there. Yeah, so you wouldn't. Unfortunately, you would probably be able to take out 1 or 2 scouts, but let me just double check the DC.
Right now, Mikhail did identify them as not having very very high quality gear, so we're not sure though about the effectiveness of our operations.
No, I'm saying that it wasn't very high quality.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, 13 is enough because they don't
Oh, nice.
have anything specific to it. They don't have any upgrades to their stuff. So yeah, you are going to be able to lower those resources.
I
Yeah,
wonder.
that's the big part.
I wonder is anyone else having a bit of trouble hearing the deal?
He's still on his phone.
And
He's
look,
a
I'm
bit-
on mobile. I'll be
Yeah.
there in a second.
Okay.
You know what? Give me a minute.
Okay, like the
He'll return when this PC is on.
Okay, well they don't have good armor. They have hide, so we could probably hide is flammable, right? Or am I tripping?
No,
Oh, no,
very not.
Very not.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, it would have been easy. You
Truth be
just get a
told,
torch.
they don't seem like they're in the best of spots, and I think we could start bargaining or like just trying to convince them to ally with us without even having to fight at all.
I mean,
Yeah.
either that or we just starve them, like just besiege.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Like,
honestly, if I
maybe-
don't.
Yeah, like demoralizing them, making sure. Okay, this is not worth it. Let's.
All I'm saying is
let's.
just, I
it's-
think they're demoralized enough, and killing a couple of their friends would probably serve us worse than just trying to start here.
True. I mean, yeah.
True.
We could try and send an envoy, I suppose. Like, see if the. Actually, no, we could send them like a cease and desist.
Yeah, yeah.
Either lay down your weapons or face the wrath of Broadergate, something like that.
Where do you
Or we send Kiryu.
Volts and peasant
Or we can say, abandon the Goliath. We will attack soon, or something like that. Like causing some desertion in the ranks.
I feel like the looming threat of just us existing and us like potentially attacking them, like if the mentality is already in the shit, like it's just gonna take a slight push to make them act rash.
Yeah.
but-
Okay. Sorry, I'm back. Hopefully you can hear me properly again.
Yep.
Okay, so of course of all the bajillion domains that I made, but this is the one I didn't have to think. Okay, so you guys have successfully attacked their resources. If you're trying to sorry. So the investigation check was successful. You managed to figure out some information about them, but the athletics check will only be enough to beat their resources, if that's what you're going for, which would usually be like taking out some of their troops, taking out, like maybe stealing some of their swords or whatever. There's
Yeah.
taking out their scouts would do some would have some impact on. And then I can tell you, if you look in Kingdoms and Warfare, the link it's pinned in Discord, you can see the domain defenses and you can actually see the levels. But right now, you've basically brought their resource levels from normal to low, which means that each of their artillery units will have disadvantage on morale tests on the first round of battle.
Okay. Yep.
So
Yeah.
you've taken out some of their scouts, and some of them were their best archers, so their archers are going to suffer.
Right.
So those are your first 2 domain turns, and that is going to take the first 5 days. Is there anything else you guys are doing during those 5 days before we get to the next orders for your troops?
Mm.
This is just regular downtime, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Downtime.
I did want to try. Yeah, I'm gonna consult with my dad and try and see. To learn the was it forge? Yeah, forge fire spell. I'm not sure if he would be the person to ask for that. Maybe.
Yeah. You could definitely learn that from him.
Okay. So I'll be spending the 5 days just trying to make a fire into a bit of fire I can use. I'll just be standing like by a campfire, writing down notes, trying different things whilst consulting my dad.
Yeah, so he would definitely give you some instruction on trying to summon that fire into to other places and make it as hot as the forge itself. Oh yeah, I mean you've got the spell. Just trying to remember. I think it's an Arcana check, but is there specific training action?
What was it? Downtime, training. Seeing take at least 10 actions. Under the
feeling.
it doesn't say anything under the downtime activity. It just says like work weeks. Yeah, it's up to
Okay,
you.
so you can just double check. Yeah, so you can roll a d6, please.
Okay.
Oh wait,
Okay.
d100, d100 first
Okay.
Oh, do you want to?
to see if there are any complications.
35.
Okay, yeah, so you are that's lucky. There are no complications, which is good because a one would have been that your instructor disappears, and that could have been more traumatic.
Oh shit.
My dad just disappears.
Oh gosh.
That just
he went to get the milk.
Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, but look, we're gonna figure this out. Mikhail, I'm just gonna go get a pack of smokes. I'll be right back.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna go get a pack of tobacco from Yorman's dad. I'll be back. Ceases
Later,
exist.
speak to your woman's dad later. He's like, "What? I haven't seen him in weeks."
Bro got teleported to the underdog.
You see the Bifrost open up. Damn. Okay, yeah. So the first 5 days are going on, and it does take 10 days. So you are going to have to spend another week to learn to train a whole new spell, unless you can just learn spells like a wizard. I don't think you have that.
I no, unfortunately not.
Yeah. So then it is going to take you another 5 on top of that. But yeah, so you could do this like seeing as you're at the forge. Yeah, actually, because you're at your home forge, I'll say within half the time it'll take you that first 5 days.
Okay, cool.
However, okay, yeah, well, we'll get to that in a second. But as Mikhail is doing some magical training with his dad, is anyone else doing anything with their downtime that first 5 days?
Yeah, I think Jormund would be training, just getting on with it.
So with the keep, you can. I'm not sure if you were here last time, but you can actually give yourself a bonus now that you guys have a keep to train at.
Oh.
Let's see.
The keep.
If you look in strongholds and follow, go to the keep and then go to training.
Ah.
You will see a list of things there that you can. These are things that like Odir might be running a training session, or whoever, and you can give yourself one of these bonuses basically every time you take an extended rest in one of these places. So like if you've spent enough time there to do some training, you can give yourself one of those and swap them out whenever you're back.
Okay.
And your ship does technically count as like if you look at the pirate ship thing, that's what we're using for the long trip.
Oh, so that counts as a keep.
Yeah, that is technically a keep. That's why you guys can actually do that training when you while you're traveling. That's the last time we did it. I think you did it at the ship.
Nice.
It's also those things. There are also actions that you can learn the same way if you look in the item. All those actions and should be able to see that folder. You can learn those as well instead of one of those.
Ooh.
Yeah. What kind of I think actually, you know what? Just because we're using 5 days as the domain time, we're going to say a week. Where it says a week here, that is usually 10 days. We're going to call it 5 days because, quite frankly, the amount you guys have been able to get done in 5 days in game feels pretty ridiculous to me. And then you spend a whole 10 days just sharpening a sword.
A very sharp
know.
sword.
Training is most of your woman's life at this point.
Cool. So Yorman's doing some training, Mikil's doing some magic training, but the others.
Right now, I'm still like scurrying through the downtime activities and wondering
Oh,
from
actually, for you,
what. Oh,
the
yes.
over these 5 days, the 2 days later, the druid from the Seder Tower would arrive.
Oh yeah, that's right.
To give you some medical attention, and would come to find you at some point, and the giant and Ingrid would tell you guys to meet them at the healer's hut. And when you do, there would be quite a strange looking woman that is all like, she looks kind of like a hag herself, but is much friendlier than you imagine the hags of Eldertwist to be.
Okay.
And she, she just looks like some old dottering druid that is quite happy to see you. And what would you like to do as they arrive? Is there anything in particular?
Oh, you're asking if I see a downtown activity I would like to do while waiting for their arrival?
No, I'm saying they have arrived. When they arrive, you'll meet up with her and she'll be like, "What seems to be the trouble, dearie?"
Okay. Yeah. So for Onyx, Onyx will basically explain how recent that a couple days ago, while traveling, we fought some werewolves, and unfortunately, they got some bites on both myself and my giant friend here, and yeah, we can feel some of their infection, but for now, the transformation hasn't occurred. So we're hoping you have experience in dealing with these types of curses.
Oh yes, I can definitely deal with the lycanthropy, though I must say, not everyone likes to heal it. I believe there'll be a full moon in, let's see, about 5 days or so. If you do want to try out the experience before you give it up, though I can understand this can be a terrifying process. If you would like it healed, it will cost you around 450 gold pieces for a spell. I can do 3 of them in a day. No, seeing as you are from Browdervik, I can give you 20% discount. The Seder Tower being allies now and all.
Okay. Okay, so out of character, so it's 450 gold each. So both for Onyx and Dacian.
Yeah, you don't have to pay for the ice.
Oh wait, what was that?
I said you don't have to pay for the ice giant. He'll sort himself out. But
Okay. Okay, yes. So 450 gold, but then with 20% discount. Okay, I'm getting calculator out. 450 times.
I was muted this entire time. It's 360.
Okay, yeah, 360. Yeah.
yeah, so depending on the level of your the allied thing, it gives you a discount. But Yeah, so a remove curse, she would tell you, unfortunately only works on items, which costs 90 gold. But she's very good at what she does, and she can give you a greater restoration. She can do that 3 times a day, and yeah, for 360 for you.
Okay, got it. Okay. I wonder where's like the party inventory.
P.
You mean gold-wise, or
Yeah, gold wise.
I think we all split it between us before you showed up.
It's
the
under
town
party
currently has, like,
resource.
There is a town resource, which is money that you've given. And then there is I can see all the gold you have together. If you look in the party resources, it's the last thing. So your friends are telling you they're broke. They may be lying. But,
Oh, I never said you were broke. I said the
but
money's
yeah.
on us, not on.
everyone keeps their own individual money.
Like I did remember that one time we were able to collect some gold from that troll camp.
Yeah, you guys have got to track the money that you're taking in. I cannot I cannot keep track of your guys' currency.
If you need
But-
some money, I'll give you the money.
Yeah, so 360.
Yeah, I'll just remove it from my sheet.
Yeah, I wonder like where's the party inventory? Like, is it in items, actors, or combat or just?
The skull.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
you go to
actors.
actors, you'll see party resources up at the top.
Oh, okay, I see it. Okay, yeah, I see it. Got it.
Yeah,
Okay,
I mean
there
that
we go.
for the most part that stuff isn't really like that's mostly crafting materials and stuff that you harvest. So
Yeah. Yeah, I remember
but then you'll
you
also
mentioned.
see the
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, you mentioned on how you're keeping track of the crafting materials. Because I remember when I first joined, we were fighting that sea drake, and then we got like some crafting materials out of it.
yeah, those are although the rarity of them, I think you'll have to keep track of yourself if you get something specifically rare. But everything here is what you've got so far. I can bring this up as like an actual HUD, so it shows up, but there's too much shit on it.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, then with that, Gorm will pay for you to have your greater restoration, and she will look over where the bite was, and there will be a bit of a ritual, as she is going to have to kill a goat at some point, and she rubs blood into the wound. It's a whole disgusting, quite frankly, process, as she and Ingrid work together, and before long you will be cured of your lycanthropy. So you receive that
Huzzah!
great inspiration.
Huzzah!
It also, yeah, I'm not sure if you have anything else that greater restoration might heal, but I don't think so.
And no.
So yeah, then other than that, are there any other downtime things in the first week?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I wondered, did the ice giant also get the ritual like on him, or?
He wouldn't get it on the same day. He would take some time to consider it, knowing that he's got a week, but also he'd take some time to go and try and make a deal with the Jarl to get the money to pay for it.
Okay.
But yeah, he'd probably
He-
by the end of the week he'd probably be going to get it done as well.
Okay. It makes me
Yeah,
wonder. like you mentioned about how the Giants' memories, and I wonder if the Great Restoration will have like an effect from casting down on that.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, I wonder if using Great Restoration will have an extra effect of not only on the curse but his memories.
Let's see. Actually, can you roll for me a D100 on it?
Okay, sure. $80.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you know what? I think. Oh, Jesus! Did it update to everyone? Because
I
you.
think once I removed from my inventory, it did it for everyone.
Oh well. Now everyone's gonna know if anyone tries to sneak any gold into your pocket.
Yeah, like it's a lot of messages.
Yeah, Yorman, watch yourself.
It's not the
Oh.
road. you know.
Whoa.
So yeah, actually, with that greater restoration, the giant would be like having some major like identity crisis
Oh gosh.
he as he kind of all of these memories come flooding back, and a lot of the sort of undead remnants that the things that still had some sort of necrosis to them are gone as this ice giant is now back to full strength, which could be very good if you're getting into battle. But he would also he would leave Radovic and he would go not too far, but to the giant geoglyph that is just outside the town, and you would see he would go and kneel in the middle of it, and he would go into a meditation, and like when the next time you guys see the giant, you would notice that he's sitting out there outside of town, and he will not have moved in days.
Ooh. Oh wow. Good thing I pointed that out. Wow. About Greater
Yeah, I thought
Restoration.
that was going
So
to be. I did not even think about that with the Great
yeah,
Restoration.
yeah, and wow, my unlucky rolls became a good thing.
So yeah, the giant has gone into his meditation, and who knows, maybe he's going to become a stone giant, not just there forever. But he seems to be going through some stuff. Is
Oh,
anyone else taking any downtime activity?
I would like to continue working on the ship. I don't know if Hammond got someone to repair it for me. He did mention it, but if he didn't, I'll start repairing. But if he did, I would like to start improving it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say you could do the sort of repairs and improvements together there as Hammond is helping you. Yeah, what are the improvement mechanics?
It just says upgrade your longship in the quest, but I'll try to
Yeah.
find them. Let's see if I can find it.
There's that I think is the because it's like upgrading a key.
Oh,
So
okay. Now I know what you mean. I'll look into it. So probably maybe pirate keep. Okay.
yeah, it uses the pirate ship mechanics.
I'll search for it for now. So maybe someone, I don't know, Carmilla is doing something while I search.
I feel like I did make a specific thing for the long ship.
It shows up as a quest to become a ship maker, but nothing.
No, there's oh yeah, ship repairs. Yeah, so there's specific ship upgrades that you can use that are like magical upgrades.
Yeah, the question
But
is,
that
am I still within level to get those? I'm just a journeyman at the moment.
it also costs 15,000 gold and
That's
requires
also a,
24 weeks of work.
yeah, that's also a bit of a setback.
So yeah, but those are like adding arcane cannons.
Oh,
So the for upgrading it so that it can be like bigger and can hold more troops and stuff like that. That's upgrading the stronghold. Oh, if you go into strongholds, I think it's there because you can construct new buildings as well, which there are prices for, and cost to upgrade for a keep is 5,000 and takes 50 days.
Okay, upgrading.
Yeah, if you look in strongholds under upgrading your stronghold, in strongholds and bottom.
Yeah, I clicked on it.
Oh yeah, so while you read that, Carmela, is there anything you're doing?
I don't think so.
Okay. Remember, you can also, if you want to, like work with your family, or like go and just do some stuff, you can earn some money, and you can also investigate things, all those like downtime things on the domain. So the fish and forest house, I think, is your mother's. Right? Yeah,
Right,
run by
yes.
Victoria. So if you wanted to gather intel or earn revenue there, you could do that. It's under the mechanics for that is under the
Page in.
establishment.
Oh, you
section
know
of
what?
Stronghold.
I actually like this. I'm gonna help my mother, like fishing.
Yeah, okay, cool. You go out on a fishing trip, head a bit upriver. You'll probably be able to go up sort of towards the ruined towers when heading upriver, because it is now, since you guys cured the river, there's now lots of fish in there again, and it is good fishing. But let's see, you can. Yeah, are you trying to gather intel, or are you trying to make some money?
Intel, I think.
Okay, let's see. So yeah, your mother has got quite a lot of connections. She has a lot of things, and is connected with the Elvish organizations as well. So I'm trying to see. Yeah. So what is it that you're trying to find out? You can see in the, if you want to read through the gathering intel section in Strongholds and Followers, and see the kinds of things. But yeah, you may be able to get some insight into one of the factions that you're working against. Like, yeah, it depends. You can give me an investigation, or investigation or insight check as you talk with her, to see if you do manage to get the information. But
Nope. And what I'm trying to gather is like information about the fish people.
yeah, so she would tell you that I don't know much about the creatures in the bay. I know that it is the daughter of Aegir that controls most of them, but they stay away from the rivers. Most of the time, we don't go that deep into the sea to fish. The frog folk are a bigger problem around here than any of them. But those creatures that took up the ruined towers, they were probably the closest I've ever come to the sea folk. So honestly, I think you probably know about as much as I do. We could send out some feelers in the trading sort of. There's a lot of ships that come and go through this bay. I'm sure that the people that trade between nations, they must know a lot more about the creatures out in the deep sea. If if you would like, I can try and make some inquiries, but that will take some time and would take you a domain action to do some espionage.
The thought.
Then let's use the domain action for that
Just focus
next time.
by one additional point if the enemy's.
Okay, well, yeah, we are, before we get into the next domain actions, everyone has taken their downtime, and at the end of that week, the end of the 5 days, as everyone is reconvened in the longhouse again, there would be an arrival of a ship. You would hear someone running into the longhouse and saying to the Jarl, saying, "There's a ship has been sighted. It is sailing into Braudavik. It flies the flag of Flostovik, but it's just one ship. They don't seem to have troops. It's just a small group. It could be our emissary coming back. Maybe took one of their ships."
Perhaps. Shall we meet them?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, let us see what this is about.
So, as you, are you going to go like meet them at the dock, or are you going to get someone to bring them to the longhouse?
I think it's best we meet them at the dock.
Okay, so with that, most of the people in the longhouse now start flooding towards the dock and creating this like a crowd of people around as the Jarl moves through the crowd, and all of you are standing there in that front row, kind of protecting, and everyone is ready to fight if something happens. You will see this ship from Flostovik roll up that has got quite a strange masthead on it. It looks like a bear coming out of the front of the ship. And as they arrive, they will throw down a gangplank, and you will see most of the people they've got like hoods on and things, but as they take those off, they will reveal themselves to be bipedal bears, it looks like. And one of them looks much larger than the others. I will show you him now.
Please tell me his name is Sir Barrington.
Or whatever the Danish translation is.
Yeah. And I must say, once again, another common thing is happening in my Saturday campaign. There's also bipedal bears, but they're polar bears.
God.
Yeah, actually, you guys would know that you fought some of the polar werebears from Klostervik in the battle.
Yeah, true.
The battle against Ailson. Just seem to have lost him. Iron Knight. I've used this feature in a long time.
Ooh.
Oh.
I wonder how tall is he?
Hey, he's pretty tall. He is probably around 7 foot. You can
Ah.
see he's like quite hunched, so he stands. He looks about 6 foot at normal height, but if he stood up, he looks, like a bear. He could get much taller. But you will notice that he looks like he's got a kind of humanoid face. Like they definitely seem like werebears. Like they are some hybrid, and they can probably transition between being more humanoid and being more bear-like. But he seems to be offering a more humanoid look as he steps off of this ship and is wearing the furs of a Jarl for sure. Is anybody like greeting him or anything, or are you waiting for him to introduce himself first?
Yormund will step forward, extend a hand, and say, I don't believe we've had the pleasure. My name is Yormund.
Well met, Yormund. I am the Bear King, the new leader of Flostavik. And I've come to tell you that we do not take kindly to threats, but I come not intending any battles or any harm to any of you. However, I'm afraid this one, and he gestures to the ship, and one of the other bear folk will walk out and just push your emissary down onto the ground, and you will see that he is missing both his hands.
Oh crap.
This one came to deliver some heads to us not so long ago. I did not recognize the faces myself, but some of my people did, and that has made them very upset. I would not like to continue the violence that Ailson brought upon our people, so I have come to talk peace, if that is in your nature.
Very much so. I think we've quite had enough of warring with neighboring cities. I believe this last war was the fault of greater things at play. But for now, I think peace between us is optimal. Yorman just glances down to the emissary. Perhaps our Jarl should continue to converse with you. I will make sure this one is judged by our laws, as I see has been judged by yours.
Well, it's glad to know not everyone from Braudevik is as aggressive as that one. He got a little ahead of himself, so I am sorry my men were a little off.
What's
And
done is done.
the Jarl will approach from behind you and kind of walk up next to you and will shake his paw as well and invite him back to the longhouse as the crowd kind of clears to create a passage for them to walk through, and the two Jarls walk off together. You don't hear any conversation between them as they're walking. It seems a little bit awkward. But yeah, with you guys there, everyone else sort of follows after you guys back towards the longhouse. There will also be a couple of bear folk that get off the ship, but it seems like less than a whole unit. Like there's just a couple of guards that are with him. And they definitely don't seem to have brought enough people here for a fight.
That's good. At some point, Yormund will, like, hushedly whisper to the emissary, "What the fuck did you do?"
They don't believe him. They're just as vicious as they look. I, trust me, he was not that nice to me. I thought he was going to come here to declare war. We can fix this with magic, right?
First I'm going to insight check to see.
Yeah, I wonder, can I also do the same thing?
And I'm less inside checking
Yeah.
to see if he's telling the truth and more if he's just sort of lying by omission. Like maybe he said some rude shit that he's not saying now.
Yep, so insight, rogue. Oh, 23.
But yeah, you guys can tell that based on what the Bear King just said and based on what he's saying, he probably did like push it a little bit far, especially seeing as when you guys sent him off, you guys were riding the high of like just having fought back their armies and like you kicked their ass. So I think you both noticed that he went in there very cocky, and he also went in there with a bunch of severed heads of the officers. So
Oh,
like you guys sent that as like a warning,
oh,
and it seems like the Bear King, from what he's saying, it seems like he didn't take too kindly to that, but that he also like he's kind of going like, look, we didn't like Ailson much either. I don't even know whose heads those were. Like I just got here, I'm the new guy. But what this guy is saying, he's clearly terrified of these bear folk, and he seems genuine in that he's warning you that they're clearly being like diplomatic right now,
yeah.
that they
yeah.
are not as kind as they seem from this interaction.
Okay.
Yormund
with
will
that,
tell him.
oh, go ahead.
Yormund will just tell him, right. I'm not sure what can be done about your hands. I'm sure eventually we could bring them back with some magic, the druids or something, but
Yeah.
so long, well, let's just say you'll need to watch yourself, because without hands, you will still continue to be an emissary. So you are going to have to be very careful to make sure you don't offend again. Otherwise, they'll take more than your hands. Don't be cocky.
You can give me an intimidation or persuasion check with advantage.
Let me just...
Oh.
Oh, well.
Yeah, so 14.
Yeah, a 14 he'll like nod emphatically and will probably not join you in the same longhouse, as he will try his best to
Yeah.
avoid these
I
bear folk.
figured.
Yeah.
He'll just tell him, now go find a healer before you collapse.
Yeah. Or, yeah. You may
Yeah,
or may
and
not
probably
need
will get-
prosthetics. Yeah, Onyx will just mention that. You may or may not need prosthetics.
Oh, yeah, if you want to make a medicine check to actually sort of assess how bad it is, because he clearly
yeah,
hasn't
sure.
bled out. So
Okay. Oh, yeah, 25. That's a good roll.
okay, yeah, you would see that the wounds are from a bite attack. That there are tooth tears, like from the wound. This wasn't an axe, like some people might do to a thief or something. Looks like something bit his hands off, and so it's quite gnarly. But you know that, like regenerative magic, which is very expensive, of course, could fix it. But yeah, your assessment of like, yeah, you're probably going to need some sort of prosthetics.
Yeah.
Is quite accurate. But you'd also know that
Yeah.
prosthetics around here, like you've been walking around with a giant wolf who's got a pretty good prosthetic leg. Like you're in a good place if you need prosthetics, I think.
Yeah. And oh yeah, and basically after hearing what happened, Onyx will basically assess to Jorgen, like basically a bit of a hypothesis of what might have happened. Well, the Bear King said that this emissary made some offense, so we understand that, and he was not as nice as before. So, with that context of not as nice as before, maybe the Bear King had to basically look strong to the other people in what was wait, other
Klostervik.
character? Oh yeah, Rosavik. Yeah, basically to show that he was a strong leader and that he was not gonna easily forgive this
Right.
insult.
Truth be
I can
told,
imagine.
I don't think either of them are lying.
Yes, same here. Yeah.
Just that our Jarl might have to be warned about their temperament.
Understood.
Otherwise, I don't see any reason why this wouldn't work. So let's get back to the Longhouse, see what they're up to.
Yeah, DM, can I look at their ship and see if it's? I get it, it's smaller, but is it designed differently than how I and the other ships are built here?
You would instantly be able to tell this is exactly like the ships that the armies sailed in on before. You can just tell that the figurehead is different on this. That this clearly it looks more like a dragon ship, the one that they've come in on, which is why it's very obvious that there aren't troops on it, because you can fit a lot of troops on there. It looks about the same size as the Jarl's longship.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just join the rest of the longhouse then.
So yeah, what is happening here is kind of that Flostovic is making a diplomacy check against you guys
Okay.
to try and help move your relations in the right way. Because currently, Radovic and Flostovic are still considered hostile, as you guys have just had a war with them.
Yeah.
So
And
you will see a lot of the people, a lot of the other people in Bradovic are like quite antsy, but you can see the looks between the other bear folk. It is very tense here. There are a lot of people that want to start this fight, but right now it seems calm enough.
yeah.
So yeah, you guys are going to be like involved in this just mainly so that I don't role play against myself. But
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
The Jarl is there as well. Like it'll be the same as when we sort of planning those. You guys are officers of Bradovic, so you are all here to address their what do you call it? Like their
Grievances?
grievances.
Uh, so, Jormund will ask the Bear how. What is the situation of Flostovic other than recent times? Because, well, I don't know much about Flostovic. What kind of a people are they?
Well, people of Flostovic have suffered greatly recently. There has been much change. Many have left, some have stayed, but under Aelson's rule, it was not a happy place.
Hmm,
I am trying to make a bit of a difference, but you know, it takes time, these things.
I
They
see.
have just opened up the Bear's Roar Tavern, which, as rowdy as it may be, has has become quite a popular place for the people of the West. And of course, the Ironclaw Forge burns hot, and our market is strong. I'm sure before long we will be back on our feet. And from what I see here, we may still be doing a little better than you.
That's all good to hear. Truth be told, I was worried there might be some infighting. Although I'm glad there isn't.
Well, there definitely is, but
Ah,
I sit upon the throne now, and there is nothing that they can do to stop me. Skakutokur, however, they are no longer allies, nor are the people of the sea, which is why I would like to make sure we are not still enemies as well, due to some old grudges. We know
of
how
course.
revenge can get. Huh?
Yes. Do you know much about the seamen in Skakutokur? Do you think they might return to either of our settlements?
They already have been. The Serpent's Embrace has been attacking our ships relentlessly. I'm not sure why they've turned against us with such force. I mean, we were allied with Ran. I'm not entirely sure what's gotten into them, but apparently after Elson is gone, they have taken it unto themselves to start raiding. I'm sure your ships will not be safe for long either.
We have also had concerns over the seamen. Perhaps some sort of pact can be arranged. But it is early times, so well, we shall see.
It would be a good path forward, I think, if we could unite against the Serpent's Embrace. They have they will surely become trouble for us both, and I think this is something we could all agree.
Indeed. Well, actually, before Jorman says anything, he sort of like looks to the Jarl like, this isn't my call.
Yeah, you see, the Jarl is sat back down in his throne, I guess, as he's listening to this carefully, and you guys are kind of standing up there by the fire. He will nod and just say, "Yes, I think Dormant here speaks for most of us when I agree with what he is saying. There's no need to keep fighting if no one, I mean, without Ailson at the helm. I don't know you, sir. Perhaps we can find a new way to work together, though the king is still not going to be happy about that. Understand, if it does come down to choosing between you and the king, the real king, and you see the bear kind of growl a little bit as he says that, says, I will have to go with Elsvater. There is no choice for me. There is quite a bit of tension when he says that, because there's clearly, you would know that this guy calling himself the Bear King is not a mistake. He's not just a Jarl. He's trying to call himself a king, which is quite a different thing.
Well, let that not get in the way of alliances of convenience, shall we say.
You can give me a persuasion.
Okay.
Yeah, you'd say when you say that, the tension sort of seems to dissipate a little bit as they nod, and you can see there's definitely a lot of ego, a lot of pride between these two. That, but yeah, they both seem to agree to be civil here, and with that, yeah, is there anything? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Alright. Bjorn will just sort of like try and continue the whole like local area thing and just say, after all, we may both share a new problem soon. Far from the sea, dragons. I don't know exactly what they're up to, but we've been seeing them a lot more, and I feel like they aren't going to stop at Proudovic. So that might be a future concern for the both of us.
Kill a dragon would be great honor. If that is the case, dragons coming from the east will surely move on to Flostovic once they are done with you. So we would be happy to work together and stop them from getting that far. At this point, your relation with Flostovic is going to change from hostile to suspicious.
Nice.
Yep. There's still tension, but it's not as bad.
Yorman's going to take more of a back seat in the conversation now. He's got the whole. At least he's got their spoken support if dragons come. That's all he was really trying to fish for.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that was good. Good line to say.
Yeah, you'd see his guards would also kind of perk up a little bit at that. Like you'd see even your own people. There is this sense in the longhouse when you mention dragons that a lot of them have. This is the first time they are hearing it as well, but for most of them, that seems like an exciting prospect. They're like, "Oh fuck yes, let's go and fight a dragon!" Like that. Yeah.
Basically,
Hey.
you'll be quite an achievement.
All for the best. That means more hands on deck.
Yep. And right now, Jorgmund the Giant, the Frost Giant, is still at the geoglyph.
Yeah, he's still in his meditation. You have no
Okay.
idea how long he'll be there. I'll tell you when he'll be unless you try and like actually wake him. But you know he'd be psyched to fight some dragons as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So, So out of character. So right now we know Klostrovic. Is that they're called Klostrovic?
Flostovic.
Lost the big.
Oh, Floss. Oh, Flostrovic. Okay. Yeah.
I'll move us
So
to the other map.
yeah. So they mentioned that right now they are currently allied with Iran.
They were, but once because Ailson used to be the Jarl of Flostovic, but when Ailson died, all of those factions, all of their allegiances broke.
Severed.
Because,
Yeah. Severed.
because
Yeah.
when you defeat another faction, their domain size is lowered. So they were at a level 4. You brought them down to a level 3 essentially, which means that
Okay.
their zone of influence shrank, and they could no longer maintain the alliances. Which is now why the sea folk seem to be attacking them, and probably why the Serpent's Embrace is against Ran as well. That's
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. It seems like
Yeah.
they've all
Okay.
kind of broken up and are doing their own things. So it's
Okay.
created
Okay.
a bunch
So.
of conflict.
Okay. So from the Bear King told us, right now it seems the Serpents and Face are like getting some payback on their oppressors.
Yeah.
To
So
say.
you can see Klostovic is on the other side of the bay. There, you see. So you guys both share Serpent Bay. You're on opposite sides. And Skakutoko, which is the place closest to you guys, they were also allies, but he's just saying, yeah, not anymore.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right.
Safe travels, I guess.
Yes.
Okay, so you guys will. I mean, they'll probably stay there for the night. You guys party with the bear folk for a bit, and we'll move on to the next domain turn. As yeah, unless there's anything else we want to do while the bear folk are there. I know. Sorry, I'm not very good at the whole political thing. I will get better as we go.
Okay.
Oh,
Hmm.
no worries.
Actually, I wonder, can Onyx ask the very keen questions?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, once they've dealt with the Jarl, they'll spend some time there in the Longhouse, and the Jarl will try to be hospitable, and like treat them like foreign emissaries.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, Onyx will ask. So you mentioned that Fostavik is right now the trade with Fostavik is flourishing, correct?
We have a very strong market. Yes, there's one of the greatest in the West, but
Okay.
unfortunately, not much is getting through from the East thanks to the serpents. But yes, we have a very strong trade with Fureya and the markets of the East.
Okay. Let's say if we like if we basically handle the serpents, like basically if we make them stop attacking Flostavik ships, will it be possible to open up a trade route with Brodovik?
That would be incredible. I'm
Hmm.
sure there are many things that your people can offer. Just looking around, I mean, this ale is pretty good.
All right.
While this conversation is happening, Yormid is just nudging his dad like, "Hey, heads up."
Yeah. Basically, Onyx will basically show that as like a option in the future. Like if we handle with the serpents, like basically in a way persuade them not to attack Flostavik ships, then it's possible to open up trade relations with Brodovik and Flostavik.
Yeah. So you do get the impression that they are on board for that, provided that you are able to deal with the serpents. Because currently you are at suspicious. If you were able to do something like that, you could probably move it down to neutral. Maybe not allies, but
basically
enough to
they'll
trade.
they'll be happy with that prospect.
Yeah, and definitely working more towards being friendly with them. If you've got a good trade route going, that can be massive for diplomatic relations down the line as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm really enjoying this intrigue of politics and all whatnot. Very fun.
Oh, glad. Yes, it is. At least I hope it's starting to feel like it makes a little bit more sense. But all of
Oh,
these
yeah.
things like
Oh yeah, with like the domain actions and stuff. Yeah.
so. Now, speaking of which, you will be going into the first domain action that will be that they'll also the people in the fort will also get a domain action now, but there are basically 4 left. You've spent the first 2, and we sort of fast forwarded those into the first 5 days. But now over the next 5 days, you'll have more downtime and be able to do another domain action. So, which officer is going to take control this turn?
Are we still going for the meteorite? Or does someone else have an idea?
Team
Yeah.
Stomp. Go
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah, I say go for it.
I'll go for the You're right. Ask the dwarves that are currently, I think, unemployed to help there.
Yeah, the dwarves do work in the mines, but do you remember after the dealing with the kobolds that there's those mines aren't very safe and they aren't
Okay.
getting all that much out of them. Maybe some basic
So
iron and stuff like that. But
so
you can make an operations check to try and send them to increase your resources and improve those. Try and bring it from normal to surplus.
I'll mention might be worth asking the Goliaths if they can go act as a security detail, just to get them out of here and, well, see if they want to return back to their mountains. We'll have them out of their hair for a few days, and they might not even come back.
Yeah, you can give me. Actually, no, you don't. You won't need to check. You'll definitely be able to send some of them with, as they've also got plenty of ability now. They've also got a stone giant that can help you carry a bunch of stuff that they seem to have managed to tame by this point.
Nice.
okay. So so right now there are still like some giants, like they're rare to see, but there are like some giants within Amordia. They're just very rare to see.
Yeah, they're either very powerful, like ancient kind of these things that have been around for a long time and are very dangerous, or they are more kind of
Beast-like.
like, yeah, not quite
Feral.
beasts, but yeah, they're not as intelligent. They're closer to like ogres and things, but they're
Oh,
like
okay, like
wild, just
a feral.
yeah, feral. Some of them are quite calm, but some of them it's like you might just encounter a mountain that's actually a stone giant that just kind of fell asleep there and has never
Okay.
gotten up.
Okay.
Like there's
Okay.
the evidence of science is everywhere. Though. That is a huge influence, as is dragons. This used to be a battleground for giants and dragons, and Mordia has just formed out of that area. Like they push them, the humans and the races of Mordia push the dragons back to their homes in the east and the giants back to their homes in the west.
Okay.
So operations.
Yeah, operation. I'll say you can get advantage because you're sending the Goliaths as well.
Yep. And they're stony giant.
Oh,
Ooh,
good
24.
thing.
Yeah, very nice. I will also mention if you get a crit, it goes up by 2, but that is definitely a
Oh,
success.
nice.
So you go up to surplus, which means that on the first round of a battle, all of your infantry units will have advantage on their power tests because now they've got some badass uh, meteorites or kind of enhanced weaponry and armor that I assume Mikkel will be helping to create over the next week.
Presumably. Pickle?
Perhaps.
That's me.
But yeah, so as the dwarves are going mining and the Goliaths are coming back and forth with deliveries of this uh, meteorite ore that you are able to, you can probably get some for yourself as well, but you are able to now equip the troops. If you're working in the forge to like earn money, you'd be working on that. But otherwise, your father would be working on most of that stuff. Like there's people to do all of these jobs.
Fair.
Does anyone else have any downtime stuff they do over the next week?
Yeah, I checked the upgrades. Yeah, it's 5,000, but to repair an old keep is also a max of 5,000. So I might just hold on to that and find something else to do with my downtime.
You can also every season your establishments will earn 1,000 gold. So currently, because of all the money they spent on the previous battle, you don't have any of that. But at the end of summer, they should have each made an extra 1,000 gold. So like doing upgrades and stuff like that is often something you might want to do, like in the winter while your ship is while you can't use it and stuff.
Can I use my downtime to upgrade one of the establishments?
You can, yeah. I mean, in the same sort of way that, yeah, establishments. Yeah, I'll look it up again, but yeah, it's the same system.
Um, hey DM, how many hours per in a working day again, or in a working week?
So you'd usually be working 8 hours a day, if you're like working in an establishment or if you're researching spells or whatever. You're spending 8 hours of your day, and then you've got
Okay.
the rest of the day to do other stuff.
Yeah. Alright then. Yeah, you're meant to still be training.
Yeah, if you're trying to do two things, you'd be exhausting yourself, and you'd only be able to do that for a week before you completely burnt up. But because you'd be taking levels of exhaustion every time. But yeah, you can continue your training. There is, I think you've also got a like quest for training, right?
Yeah, 100 hours per feat. That's basically what I'm working towards.
Cool.
Become a legendary warrior.
Yeah, I'll spend my time then until we get more money. Okay, I couldn't find anything about upgrading the establishments, just how to use them and that they make revenue. So I'll just continue cook. I'll just cook
He's gonna cook.
for this week.
Let me cook.
So what I have to work for 5 work weeks to get a reward. So I'll start with this one.
So you have to work for what?
5 work weeks to get a reward in the cook quest.
Okay, cool. So yeah, as a work week, we're considering 5 days.
Yeah. Then I'll spend the 5 days cooking.
Okay, nice. Any other downtime this week?
Yes, I'm gonna start crafting an item, a magical item. It's just gonna be a bag of holding. It's an uncommon item, so it'll cost me 500 gold according to the downtime thingy.
Okay.
Yeah, and it'll take me 20 days, so that's what, like 4 work weeks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So yeah, just keep track of these things, please. I'm not.
Yes.
But yeah, that would be your first work week then, working on these. And Camilla, would you be out fishing again, or are you doing something specific?
Fishing.
I'd say you will earn, because you've been fishing now for like you'd earn 200 gold as your fish
Oh.
is taken to market, and on the 10th there is the biggest full moon. There would have actually been another one, I forgot, but Ruas, the biggest moon, would be completely full in the sky, and Onyx, you would not turn into a werewolf because you've been cured of your lycanthropy.
Yep.
And yeah, you might go and check on the giant, but he's still sitting there. He hasn't turned
Yeah.
either.
Okay. You know what? I wonder. I wonder, did everyone mention their downtime activity already?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm. I wonder, can can Onyx attempt to meditate with the giant? Like, I don't know. Something about it looks relaxing to Onyx. Can you do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
All
so
right.
if you're spending some time meditating, I don't know, monks might actually get some stuff, but you'll have advantage on wisdom saving throws for the next week, or wisdom
Oh,
checks.
okay. Oh, okay. Like both wisdom, so wisdom-based checks and saving throws, or no, only just wisdom-based
Yeah.
checks? Oh,
Yeah,
both.
checks and
Okay, got it. Okay.
and yeah, then with that, we go to the next domain turn as your spies that are looking into the Goliath and the mountain fortress. They would notice. They would tell you, because most of these things, other than raising units, like you wouldn't specifically know what units they raise, but you would know if they did raise units, and you would know that is what they have done. They have raised multiple units, but to know what kind of units those are, you would need to do a different kind of check. Though you can assume they were either artillery or infantry, as more people seem to be arriving at the fort, and that is their domain turn, taking us to you guys again for the next week.
Nice.
What is your next move going to be? You've got, I think, 3 turns left.
What would be a good idea?
Is there any way we can be proactive about the hags?
Right now, you're focusing everything on that fort, so that would be a
Ah.
separate intrigue,
Yeah.
because
Okay.
you only have so many resources that you can assign.
Yeah. And since this fort is kind of closest to Roderick, I feel like and even though they're the weak, I feel like we should take them out before they get stronger.
Okay.
I guess there's like what, a third? Oh well, 3 or 4. Wait, no,
3 out of 5 turns.
yeah, we
So
might
a
want
third.
to start like mustering units.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
Who has the highest athletics?
I have a +7.
+7.
There
Okay.
you go.
Roll the die.
Oh, okay. So what do I roll? So +7.
You
and,
roll athletics.
And plus
Oh.
it's whether we is it operations why we
Yeah, it's operations. So then.
Oh, okay. So
yeah,
so +9. D20 +9.
yeah.
Okay. Alright. And all that. Okay. D20 +9. Let us see how it is. Hi-ya! Oh, damn it. No, 15. Why?
15.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I think that's enough. Okay, I'll check the rules in a sec. It sounds like you have them up there, though. Does it? Because I think that means you can muster, or you have to roll a D8 or something.
Oh, roll the 8.
Yeah, sorry, I'll
Let's
delete.
would it be under warfare? Surely?
No, and the keeps, I think.
Oh. Keeps raising units.
That's
Furthermore, blah blah blah. Upon finish, no. Okay, well, it says a lot about starting units, like you can just buy
Yeah.
a unit, but not sure what it
Yeah,
means
so
for.
you have 12 that because of the keeps that you have,
Right.
but to muster one is that's like attracting more people to your.
Okay. Then,
So,
yeah, I'm just reading through it. I'm not seeing anything about units that already exist or how to strengthen them. Maybe I'm just not looking. Hang on.
oh, and I think that might actually be in Kingdoms and Warfare. That's why.
Ah.
Um, let me double check. Yes. Okay. So modifying units, if you want to, like, if you want to upgrade a unit, oh, turn the page down. It costs to upgrade from light to medium is 500 gold times the tier of the unit. That for armor and things. Oh, because yeah, it's got the on the unit. It has that classification. Medium to heavy is 1,000 gold times the tier of the unit, and heavy to super heavy is 2,000 gold times the tier of the unit. And you can't upgrade units that you got from other factions. Like if you got it through a diplomacy check,
Right.
yeah, or levies. You can't upgrade levies because they disband after a battle. But
Okay.
to muster units, a domains officer can use the domain action during intrigue to muster a new unit, and the operations skill is used for that. Let me just say, yeah, it's not usually required unless there's a chance it might fail. But for those, you've got at least 12 that you can summon without failing. Just checking. Yeah, so you can basically take that turn to get some of your units, and you guys can choose which of the 12. You should be able to see all of Brodovic's units, right, in the warfare folder.
On the actors, right?
Yeah, actors, warfare, players.
Ah,
Browder.
yeah.
Can you see all of them? Like, can you see
Yeah.
There's
the
the
Blades of
7
Broderick?
that's one of ours each, but also another folder with Blades of Bradovic.
Yeah. So those are the ones you can choose from.
Okay.
So you'll be able to choose 12 out of that with this operation check. Because each of your keeps can, the longship can only muster one at a time per level, but the rest get two when you take fortification. So if you manage to take the fort, you'll get another 2 units for the next battle as well.
Hmm.
But yeah, we will take this turn, and I think that's where we will be ending the session. As we can choose who. I mean, I would assume you guys are going to muster your own units, but remember, you can only have you can only control as many units as your proficiency bonus.
Yeah.
Each. So if you have 12 units, you're going to have to divide them up amongst the 5 of you. I thought there were only 4 of us for some reason, and I was like, oh, that divides easily. But oh,
Yeah, so basically 3 of us have to control 2, and then 2 can control. Did I get that right? So 3 times 2 is
yeah,
6. Yeah. Oh yeah.
unless you muster another unit, like you could still, like if you summon Torg, that would be an extra one.
True.
But yeah, we haven't made one specifically for you yet, Onyx. But I can make one of those for next week, so that you've got one that's based on you specifically. I would imagine like a group of medics.
Yeah, like I can imagine, like although physically, Onyx is like a warrior monk, but I can imagine him leading some like druidic healers. I can imagine.
Yeah. So for now, if you do want to muster someone like that, you do have the Satyr Healers, which is Ingrid's faction, and I'm sure she would let you lead those troops.
Yep.
I mean, you know, we can do it.
Yeah, I wonder, does Hjorgen also count as a hit unit?
Yes.
Okay. All right, good to know. Just like Torque, so Hjorgen is also another unit.
Yeah, big creatures like that, like if it's like a whole kaiju, it's usually a unit unto itself. Yeah, a lot of this stuff isn't updated, but I will show you here so you can see the tiers of the units you have. We'll move to this, and then you can pick 12 out of that lineup because some of them didn't make it.
Oh, okay.
Well, I suppose quite predictably, I'm going to. I would advocate for the Hounds, my own unit, for an armor upgrade or equipment.
Sorry, I just got back. It's what are we talking about? Upgrading?
Yeah. We're just looking over.
From what to medium? From medium to
Heavy.
heavy? I
Yeah.
think you're the only one that can.
Oh, really?
Actually, no. Everyone
Wait,
can.
why me?
No, I was confusing it with the commander skill.
Yeah, so that just costs money to do that, to modify the unit. So that would be 1,000 times the tier.
Green is
Um,
tier 1,
that
or is it one
that
low?
would be. Sorry, I just want to point out that upgrading your units is a different domain action to mustering your units.
Okay.
You, yeah, because that's upgrading all of their equipment. What you've done so far, you have kind of done that to a certain extent with the with what the dwarves are getting. So I'd say we can. I mean, I'm breaking the rules every time, but we can say that as part of that, you could spend the money because that is what you were trying to do, and you did succeed on that operations check already.
Okay, neat.
But yeah,
Then I'm gonna quietly try and figure out the cost.
but what is the tier?
Green tier 1.
So yeah, then it's 1,000 gold.
Oh, just right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although you won a battle, so don't you go up a tier?
It says improving experience, so it'd be from green to regular. You need to win 2 battles and then spend a week training at a keep.
But wouldn't we have won? Oh no, you thought we didn't
No.
trade. Yeah, only one. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean technically, but that we fucked it up last time. I went too big. That was all supposed to just be one battle.
Yeah. And so God.
Now we're getting
Right,
heavy.
that- Yeah, you can just spend that 1,000 gold and I can upgrade it to heavy.
Okay, cool. I have 1,000 gold, so I'll just take it out of my my pocket.
Yeah, I don't remember how that affects the cost, but I think it.
I think the size might have a factor.
No, there's the size and the equipment are separate. You're upgrading their equipment, not how many people are in the
Oh.
unit.
Oh, but just as in like, if it's of a size like 1d6, it'll have a different cost as if it was a different size.
Yeah, it's supposed to. It's not going to matter. The cost won't
Okay.
matter for now.
Yeah.
We can figure that out next time. But yeah, I just can't remember if that affects your stats making it heavy. But I'll look that up out of the
Yeah.
session, and I'll have it fixed for next week.
Yep. Oh.
Okay, so we have the hounds. I'm just going to make them fly like that for the ones each. So are you each going to take your own unit?
Yes. And I assume they would be at full strength. Since
Don't adjust that just yet because I'll
Okay.
double check. Because the thing is, yeah, that's part of mustering the unit is like getting people again for your unit.
Oh.
Okay, so Camilla, are you taking the fang blades?
Yep, and the frogs.
Here we go.
Okay, the frogs are from an opposing faction, the Grung.
Oh,
So those would require you'd have to ask. That would take a diplomacy check to try and muster because that's their special unit. But you do
I
still
see.
you have the Hunters of Ireland if you want archers. Your mom's elves.
Oh yeah, those, yes.
But yeah, if you want to on the next domain turn try and muster the Grung, you can. They might be more helpful against the hags or something, but there's definitely there may still be time. So we've currently got the Fangblade Assassins, the Hunters of Ireland, the Hounds, the Holy Blockade. Who am I missing?
I might have missed it, but did we know if they upgraded anything? If is anything changed there?
I don't know. I'm
That's
going to
fine.
check out of session because of just the time.
No, I just wanted to see if we did. I might take the miners as well in case they rebuild some of the walls.
Oh yeah, the miners are definitely. They actually, I think, already are heavy. I know they medium, but they definitely they can crack fortifications and stuff like that. They'd be very good against the fort.
Yeah, that's why I offered to take them.
Cool. Yeah, they are. We got 5 so far. What's Mikhail's thing again? The hammer.
Yeah, I'll take the hammers.
And then do you want to take some of the Goliath tribe as well, seeing as you were getting them to help the miners?
Yeah, we have a maximum of 12, right? Yeah, 12.
Yeah. Well, it's not a maximum, but that's how many you are able to muster
Yeah,
because of the keeps that you have.
Yeah, like we can command 3 each, but we don't have like enough units for that.
Oh, and Onyx, are you going to take the Sated Heathens?
Yes.
Okay. You've still got your strongest 3 units have not been chosen yet. Oder, Hammond, and the Blades.
Are you asking which I can like take control of during the battle?
no, it's asking us if we're taking any of the stronger units.
Yeah, well, you've got 7 so far, so I don't know, 8. So you've got 4 more.
Then can I also bring out Oda's Shield Maidens?
I wonder, is there some kind of a cost of bringing these units into battle? Basically, what I'm thinking about is like once we take these units into battle, we can't use them for a while. That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe not cooldown, but presumably some cost. Sorry,
Yeah, there
DM.
is a cost to mustering units, but that's why I'm saying you've got 12 with what you've got for now. And yeah,
Oh,
unless
okay.
they are defeated, then you can use them again and again. It's just because there's usually like a few weeks between those battles anyway. But unless they're killed, they can be used again. There's no cooldown.
Okay, got it. Okay. So I guess I'll take control of Cinder's Healers and Blades of Rodovik. You guys don't mind?
What did you said? The healers and the blades?
Yes. Yes. You guys don't mind?
No.
Okay.
Well, I believe it's 2 for me, 2 for Yorman, 2 for Onyx.
On it. Yeah. And then
The rest you can still take 1 each, so it will be even.
I mean, we didn't necessarily have to bring all of them. I
Yeah, that's
suppose.
true. Maybe
Like-
like one of the Goliaths at least.
Yeah, I'll take the hammers of Broadwick and then the Goliath Rock Smashers.
Okay, I'd already put the Mammoth Hunters, so because we can make them. If you're taking both, then you'll just get one bigger unit. it'll still count as taking 2, but you'll just have will increase the size on one of the mammoth
Oh,
on the
okay.
mammoth hunter.
I think it'll prove a very viable asset since we're going after the the legendary heirloom weapon. So I'll take both Goliath units.
Okay, nice. So then you're going to have a 1d8 on the mammoth hunter.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So that's basically their whole tribe.
Yeah, I think they'll be down.
There's mammoth cheese involved.
Don't lie to them.
As long as they bring the mammoths.
So how many do you have? Will we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
Yeah, the Goliaths will count as 2.
Yeah. So do
Nice.
for me, Yormund, Onyx, Mikil,
Yep.
we'll take one of Carmela's as well. Yeah, then we have one more. We can no. Yeah? No, I think I'm not counting properly.
We have
You
Do
could
have-
spend that on the giant as well. He's still with you. So it wouldn't take an extra domain action to raise him as a unit. Do you want to do that?
Sorry?
Do you want to raise the giant as the last one? Because I don't think he's on that picture.
He's not the end, we have one more.
I mean, we could take the giant. How how big is the giant in comparison to the
Probably like a siege unit on his own.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
How big is he in comparison to the fort walls? Does he tower over them? Can we use him as a staging point?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about the fort walls, but it is also in a mountainous area. But he would definitely be a pretty good siege weapon in that kind of scenario. You could definitely use him for. I mean, remember the warfare stuff is quite abstract, so you can get as creative with it as you want. But yeah, he would be pretty good in a siege scenario.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine just throwing large stones at the walls. Like his his throwing arm is as strong as a catapult or a trebuchet.
Quite literally. I'm trying to find him.
Yeah, we getting into the fighting today?
No, I mean it's like midnight already, so
Yeah.
isn't it? So yeah, we're
It's
probably going to
harvesting.
end here. But
Yeah, right now we're just setting up our armies, how we're gonna lead.
yeah, so sorry, just Hjorund is a veteran siege engine, technically. He has got advantage on the smaller things. He has got rock hurler, so if he succeeds against a fortification, he inflicts 2 casualties. Oh no, if he succeeds against people, he inflicts 2 casualties. Against fortifications, he deals a d6.
Ooh,
So yeah, he
so
could definitely be huge on against getting through fort walls.
yeah, and oh yeah, so I wonder. So right now, I imagine this session you won't discuss it, but next session will you like discuss how Hyorin wakes up from his trance, meditative trance.
Yes. Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, next session, I imagine we'll get to the end of this intrigue and probably we'll probably go and do the fight for the fort, I think. It's got most of the stuff prepped.
Yeah.
So yeah, that looks like you've got your units for that one, and we have what's it, 2 domain turns left, which we will pick up next week and see what you guys want to do over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
I'll head to sleep now.